Yeah. You want to watch?
Yeah,
you want to watch me defile daddy?
Yeah. All right, that's working for me now. Yeah, go on. Tell me more. Make it come up, Just the boob is going this way, and then the
it's
nipple
all
is
nipple.
coming up this way.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. A little rise of boob and then a ton of nipple
that's what's
growth.
happening. Right,
Yeah.
the boob is always there. The boob is just a soft penis.
The boob is kind of the balls, and then the nip is the dick.
Yes, and now we know our cold open.
Front door.
Okay, hold on. Don't come up yet. I have socks for you.
Okay, great.
Bombas.
Oh, these are comfy.
Yeah, because they're bombas. All right, I'll give you a little spiel while you're doing this. No swearing. Just kidding. You can swear, but
Okay.
focus you.
These are going on.
Does this feel like it's on you?
I think so.
This way?
Does the camera or the light?
Light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feels lit.
Very hip. Yeah, that's not me, not you.
Okay.
A little behind the scenes on Take Your Shoes Off. It isn't all celebs and glamour. Sometimes it's spills and glamour. Because we're comics, we can just roll with it.
Oh, that's what's so cool about us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If something happens,
yeah.
you can make kind of a
yeah,
joke.
exactly. Nothing is serious. It's fine. Yeah, it feels good. I'll remain very still.
No, this is what I do before the episodes. Theme music.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah.
Is there anything like the only podcasts I've listened to lately are The Daily. Is there like anything I should know in advance, or is it okay that I haven't listened?
No, that's fine.
Okay, I've watched clips. I just haven't listened to like a full app.
Look up.
I haven't listened to any podcast.
Open your mouth. Meet the Goblin. All right, go like this.
What?
You have a little poop on your mouth. But other than that, it's just
But
a
other than
regular.
that,
it's
it's
just a regular
regular.
like. So tell me where you're from. You're from Texas.
Are we starting?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I should probably put these on because this makes it like official, right?
Well, the reason I like my guests to wear headphones is
Yeah.
because sometimes, like what I'm doing right now,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know when they're not talking into it.
Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah. I think
You're okay. It's okay.
I hear you more than I hear me, but that's what I want.
That's what I want.
Okay, cool.
Just kidding. What about now? Keep talking.
Yeah. Oh, there I am.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you sing?
A little.
Can I hear something?
Used to. No, absolutely not.
What do you guys think? Do you want to hear us sing?
No, I'm not. No.
Come on.
It's not
you can do
good.
better than that.
No.
All right.
I
Why not?
won't. I won't.
So, I've been doing this for a long time. All right. And sometimes it gets, they're all different. And I'm wanting to go down a certain new path where I want to be like a serious interviewer.
Okay.
So, I'm going to just do it.
Cool. You have the pose of a serious interviewer.
But I don't have the desk.
I feel like that's sort of modern. The desk is like 80s and you're today.
What the fuck did you What the fuck did you just say?
I'm sorry, it was a compliment.
I'm 80s. Shout out to Degenerate Apes, by the way.
Oh.
When you have a desk, I did an episode recently with Robert.
Oh, is that your desk?
No, it's a prop.
But it's like a
For this.
Okay.
Do you know Robert Kelly?
Yes.
The comedian?
Yes.
I just did a podcast with him. I never met him before. He's so funny.
He's so funny.
I did it in New York, in my hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I had a desk, and I was able to do this.
Oh, with the sort of the octopus hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make it double. Double is
Yeah.
powerful. That's a power stance.
Yeah, because
I get it.
it gives me the time to think with you still knowing that it's hold on.
Yeah, right. It commands, it makes your silence not feel like an It's like a proud silence. Like you're taking a moment to think about what you're saying.
You know, I have a trick. Yeah, when you do this, if you don't have a desk,
little finger shuffle.
let them know. Let them know I don't have the words, but I'm in control.
Do you ever do this? Hook finger.
Oh, interesting. That just looks like you're going to throw up in your mouth.
Oh, really? Do I look this? Yeah, it is a little. Well, no, pukey would be like.
No,
This is more.
This is cartoony.
No, I think of okay. Let me think of. I puke a lot.
Okay.
Like just in general, I have a very like weak stomach. Fun fact. So yeah, I feel like if I'm trying to think of like what I look like when I'm about to barf, but I feel like it is like a. But then this. It's
What about a
pensive.
belch? What about a belch? What about a little acid reflex burp where something might come out but it's not projectile?
I don't do those.
Ooh. She's a lady. Edit that part out where I... This podcast is sponsored by Ritual. Get 10% off your first 3 months at ritual.com/TYSO. I also have to tell you, I have been using this. I'll tell you about it later on in the episode.
I can't wait. Listen to the new Audible original, Summer in Argyle.
Created and written by Nate Odenkirk and Emmy-award winner Bob Odenkirk.
You know who you better call.
Ghostbusters. Listen now at audible.com/summer in Argyle.
Oh, see? Oh, wait, you're
Yeah.
right. It
Yeah.
does look, it looks a little pukey.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never had it reflected back to me, but now I know that, yeah, you're right.
You know-
Sometimes I do this. Sometimes I touch my upper lip
That
when
works.
I'm thinking. Oh, it does? Okay, cool.
It's an upper lip is a more vague.
Do you ever pinch bottom lip?
No, I try not to go in my mouth unless I wash my hands. And if I wash my hands, I'm usually not pensive.
Okay.
Mark Maron does this one. This one is like just
You look like you're like
annoyed.
stressed by
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Why do you have such a weak stomach? Is it because you're a girl?
I don't know. It started like it hasn't always been that way. Just in the past 2 years, I noticed myself like I'll eat at a restaurant and afterwards I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm in a bar. Like it's a weird.
And you
Yeah,
do. Barf.
I don't always follow through, but the nausea is there. Yeah, nausea is like my new thing that I have. I don't know where it came from, but lots of different foods make me feel that way.
I have a question, and I don't want this to be. I don't mean this in any offense.
You won't,
But
yeah.
are you Jewish?
Yeah,
Because I thought you were Jewish.
yeah.
But it could be
You are.
Italian. Thank you for asking. Yes, very.
That wasn't a question. I just go,
Oh.
you are.
Okay. I do. When somebody asks, "Are you Jewish?" I do take it as a compliment.
Yeah, I think it is a compliment.
Just because they don't know.
That's so interesting. I also find it to be a compliment. Yeah.
For the same reason, because they're not assuming that you for sure are. Or
Oh,
or you're
maybe that a little. I think it's also just there's sort of like an inherent camaraderie. Like,
Right.
I get a sense that we understand each other a little.
Did you hear that? Something just turned off.
I heard a beep.
I feel the way you feel when somebody asks if I'm from New York, which I'm not. And when they go, "Are you from New York?" I go, "Thank you."
Yeah, that's another one that's sort of like a built-in compliment / it just kind of lets you know that they like get you right away.
I don't know if I don't know if it's because they get me or I just have a narrative around New York being cool.
Yeah.
Why is
Yeah,
New
I
York
think
so
also,
cool?
I think it's very cool, but I think that in saying, "Are you from New York?" it also, there's like, they sense like a confidence and a like self-awareness. I think it actually means a lot of things, and that's why it feels like a compliment.
Why do you think in the past 2 years you've developed nausea? I have three choices.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
And I'll do 4 in case it's none of the above.
Okay.
You can do 5 if it's all the above.
Sure.
All the above always has to go before none of the above. People don't think about that. Because
All of the above goes before none of the above?
Becau-
Oh, yeah, you're right. It has to.
yeah,
Yeah.
because otherwise all the above includes all of them and none. And
Right. It
it's-
can't be there's not all of none.
Isn't that an
Exactly.
Aziz Ansari show?
Basically. Master of none.
So you're eating different. There's going to be more than 3 options. Let me just lay them out.
Get them out
Yeah.
and then I'll, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Whoa. Are you from New York?
You're eating different. Listen, you don't have to reveal any of this, and we could bleep anything out. But you started doing IVF. No?
No, keep going. I didn't mean to have a reaction prematurely.
You're more stressed than usual. COVID. There's a lifestyle change of some kind. Or it was just something in your genetics that was unlocked. But I think there's something to it.
There probably is. I don't feel like I've been eating differently. I will say it happens more with restaurant food. So there might be some kind of like, I don't know what ingredients I'm eating
Right.
kind of thing.
A lot of bad
Someone-
oils in restaurants.
Yeah, and like extra salt, and maybe I'm more sensitive to salt. Because at first I thought it was just when I ate like quote unquote bad foods, just meaning like fried foods or something rich or whatever. But then it started happening with things that shouldn't upset my stomach. So
We're going to continue, but you
Yeah.
go quote unquote. It's a saying that I don't understand because
when did I say it?
you
I
said
don't even
quote
remember.
unquote bad foods.
Oh, well, I know. Okay, I'll tell you why I said that.
If you don't remember, we'll cut to a clip of it.
Oh no.
We'll cut.
Quote unquote bad foods.
Yeah. So
Can I? Yeah. Oh no. I just wanted to clarify
that?
why I put it in quotes.
Okay. Are you laughing because I considered it? Because I considered saying yes or no?
Yeah, it's the best reaction. Crying. I put it in quotes because I've read a lot about like eating disorders and stuff like that. So yeah, you're supposed to like not believe that there are bad foods. You want to have like a
Right.
good relationship to all foods, which I am.
I
working
do
on.
subscribe to that mostly. There are bad foods.
There are. My dad died of a heart attack, so I feel like I have the platform. What the platform? That's not what I meant. I have the
Stage.
I have the justification for
Yeah.
feeling like certain foods are bad. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's it.
I'm sorry. But
Why are you sorry?
sorry about your dad.
Oh, thanks. I really wasn't bringing it up for that reason. I just realized that like I'm more aware of cholesterol-based foods than I used to be.
I don't know if I'd call it an issue. Maybe I'll call it a platform. Was that you?
Why did I say platform?
It is. It's an outlet.
But what I meant, it doesn't matter. It's not interesting.
Yeah. I'll concede. We'll move on.
Yeah.
But you didn't put it in quotes. People do quote unquote. Shouldn't it be quote bad foods unquote?
Quote unquote. Oh.
Because it would be like if you were typing it. I don't want to eat, and then there's 4 lines. Bad foods.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Also, I realize I say quote unquote,
Yeah, I heard quote unquote too.
but it's quote unquote.
Are you sure you said quote unquote?
Quote on, that's O-N quote.
Maybe I do say on.
Yeah, I don't remember for sure what you said. But the saying, there was on my television show, shout out to As We See It on Amazon Prime.
Truly the best show on television. I fucking love your show.
Better than anything ever, or only anything that's out right now?
It's the best thing I've seen in a while.
Thank you.
And I write for Ted Lasso. So that's saying, I have good taste, I think.
Put up the Bill Lawrence thumbnail.
Yeah.
Bill's your boss,
Bill's my boss.
right? Bill
Yeah.
and Jason.
Yeah.
Who do you talk to more, Bill or Jason?
Well, this season I've seen Jason more.
Right.
Yeah, but first 2 seasons I saw Bill more.
Is he in the writer's room now? You were just coming from Warner Brothers?
I am coming from Warner Brothers, but everyone's in London right now, so there's only a small
Yeah.
group of us that are still in Los Angeles.
So on my show, my character
Yes.
in the script, he says quote unquote. And,
On or on?
quote unquote. He says it right, but
He says it right.
he says quote unquote and then the thing. But I've always thought that was so weird.
Yeah.
Because why?
yeah.
That's like saying parentheses and parentheses. How you doing? Put it in the parenthetical. It's got to be in there.
Okay, so if I said, yeah, I don't remember my bad foods. I'm trying to eat. Or
Less bad foods.
I want to eat less, quote, bad, end quote, foods.
Oh yeah, I think you could keep bad foods together, but I see what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. But
Maybe-
see, for me, the bad is the...
So what I would do is I'm trying to eat less, italicized bad, back to normal.
Oh.
When I do a lot of dictation when I talk to people. But then when I leave voice notes, I tend to say, Jamie, comma, will you please, like, I'm actually saying
Oh,
the
yeah,
grammar out loud.
yeah. Sure.
But so I being first on the call sheet, I went to the creator and I said, I don't want to say quote unquote. I want to say, and he said, you have to do it the way it's written. And I said, then I'll walk. And he laughed because he thought I was kidding. And then they're waiting for me. And I made him wait. And they shut down a day of production. But I'm that good that they kept me.
This isn't, please tell me you're kidding.
I'm kidding about everything except for me talking to him.
To the guy, yeah.
Up to that part. And he goes, and he did, he also.
Wait, what was your reason for not wanting to say it?
Because it's
just because
it's
it like doesn't
illogical.
make sense. Okay.
And the character I'm playing is
He's like very logic based.
yeah.
Yes. He's all logic.
There was another in that same scene. There was a moment where he goes about you're touching urine, which is unsanitary.
Yeah.
And I'm not a doctor yet, but pee is sterile. So I'm like, even so. Then I said, can we say unsanitary, but sterile, but unsanitary, like something like that. And it was nice. Not why I brought it up, but just thinking about this now. It's nice that like there are things in my real life that kind of like catch me and I get confused. And on a podcast, you can make jokes and ask questions out of it, but really like I don't understand. And it was cool to do a character where then like I'm supposed to be that way. So instead of kind of like hiding it with jokes or just not swallowing it, like you get to explore.
There's an outlet for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Combined with the validation that I'm working with people that are collaborative and okay with this stuff. And it was really like, yeah. Anyway, bad foods.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you just audition for that show? Like you just went in and auditioned?
Mm-hmm. And I really want to get tape of the audition because I daydreamed that if the show got picked up and it came out and I would do late night, I would want to have a segment. And I don't think I can do this, but the audition was a scene where I'm distracted. I'm eating pizza and stuff, but I didn't have something to distract me, so I brought in a Rubik's Cube, and
you went in person?
I went in person. I auditioned Q2 of 2019.
Holy
yeah, the
shit.
show comes out almost 3 years after the audition.
Oh my God. So you've been like sitting on this thing coming out.
This podcast is why I've been able to do stuff. For 3 years, I'm waiting. And, by the way,
wow,
am exclusive to Amazon.
Sure.
And I couldn't audition for anything else. Bill and I were going out to pitch. We were starting pitching a show together.
Yeah.
And it was going to be for Quibi. So it would have already been made and gone.
Yeah.
But he was going to have me direct them all. I would have gotten the DGA. And it was like, Bill, he's going to sell. It's fine.
Sure.
And I wasn't allowed to do it. And I was really upset about that. Love Amazon, everything's good, blah, blah, blah. But,
yeah, sure.
It's hard
but
to make
still,
money.
Yeah. Wow, that's so interesting. I have so many questions for you because I'm such an actual fan of that show. But I'll let you. It's your podcast.
Well,
you direct us.
We can also have you back.
That's true.
For either you ask me questions then or I'll ask you questions then.
Okay.
But I brought this in and I was doing it during the scene. And it was a good scene. It's a great, it's Jason Katims wrote it's a scene in the pilot where he finds out his dad is sick. And it's like a very connected, emotional scene.
Yeah.
But I brought that in and I solved it right when he said to put it down. And like you could see me solve it. And it was in like, I don't know, it was under a minute easy. It was like a good time for me. And I was like, This looks really cool. I think I didn't see it. So I thought it would be cool if I was like, Justin Bieber and Will Smith, they're always doing Rubik's Cubes on late night. So I wanted to.
Yeah. Are they really?
I've seen it a few
thing?
times.
Huh.
And you know what celebrities do when they're on late night and they're doing a special skill? They always do this. They go, I haven't done it in a while. Let me see.
Oh my God, that's so true.
I believe that they haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, I believed it when you just said it.
Hold on. I used to be really good at this. Let me see. Like that stuff is in parentheses. I used to be really good at this on parentheses.
That works.
People also do that when they're if they're going to sing. They go, I don't know. I don't really,
That's true. Yeah. They have to they don't want you to think that they're too up their own ass.
Yeah. It's like,
they have to be like, I'm like everybody. And then it's like, oh, but you have this very cool specific talent.
But isn't it cool, confident New York if I say, will you sing something? And you're like, yeah. And then you do it and you sound good. It's that much better.
Yeah, but I won't sound that good. And I'm not saying that as a humble brag. I mean, genuinely, I used to sing a little bit. It really is not one of those things.
Where?
I took singing lessons and stuff when I was going to theater school.
Could you do this? Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low. Could you do something like that?
I don't think I could get down to that sort of bass.
Josh
in
Turner.
my voice. Oh, okay.
singing is something that is not like a special skill of yours that you would showcase. If there was something, if someone were writing a thing for you where girl walks in, nobody pays her any never mind because she's a girl. And then all of a sudden, somebody says, is there a doctor in the house? Does anyone know how to play the piano? Who does magic? What would your thing be?
Good with dogs.
Okay. Is anybody good with dogs? Is anybody good with dogs? And then what would you do?
Me.
Okay.
And then I would run over and be like, I'm really good at petting. That's not how I pet a dog. It's more like this.
Yeah.
It's like a scrunching of the neck.
I give, when I was a little boy, could you say that?
I know. There was something when I was in the writer's room today, the phrase young boy came up and I was like, even if it's British, that doesn't sit well with me.
Oh, is young boy a British thing?
I think it sounds a little less creepy if it's sort of under the guise of
What about a
British.
But if you say their age? Do you have to say he's a male child between 7 and 12?
I think child is tough. I think child is a tough word. Actually listened to this podcast a while ago that was saying like, oh, this is so dark. I don't know. Do you want me to? I don't know.
What do you guys think?
Should I go there?
Should she go there? She's gonna go there. I have a theme song for that. Da-na-na, she's gonna go there. That's the music. And if we could get the rights, if not, you could just use that.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, she's gonna.
Oh God.
And then
a lot of build up for not even that interesting of a fact, but
oh, then let's
apparently
scrap it.
people.
So when I was 17.
Okay, keep going.
No.
No, it's just that apparently people who experience child abuse refer to themselves. They say the word they'll say like when I was a child instead of when I was a kid. And that apparently is like a telltale sign.
Okay. Well, how about this? When I go to the doctor for a physical, I say, do you have to see my penis? Does that mean that, but in another situation where you say, do you have to see my penis? It could be traumatic. We can't cater to everybody.
No.
All right?
It's the takeaway.
Little boys, little tight boys.
Tight, yeah, supple.
Little tight,
Soft,
supple balls.
soft and supple.
Yeah, soft, tight or supple, right? You can't be both.
Supple just means soft.
Right, and tight, I feel, is hard.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I feel like boys are tight and
Tight.
girls are supple.
Yeah.
At least the best versions of
The
that.
good ones, yeah.
A nice, strong, tight boy.
Yeah.
A nice, supple, hot little girl.
Yeah. Yeah, little. Definitely
Yeah,
little.
little.
Yeah.
There's also something, and is it because I'm a guy? And I'll say I'm a guy's guy. But is there something to like me saying little girl? Oh, who's a pretty little girl? Like if I'm talking to a dog, or I'm talking like an ugly 8-year-old.
I have so many feelings on guys with female dogs, but go ahead.
I want a female dog.
Okay.
We got to figure out your issue with your vomiting. I guess just this. So but what I'm saying is, oh, he's just a little boy. Little boy seems a little bit more like, I'm listening. What are we getting at here? Than little girl. Because like even in insults, which is so gross, as if girls are lesser. But when you're a kid, you'd be like, what are you, little girl?
Oh, right. Right. In that context, yeah.
Yeah, so little girl doesn't sound as sexual.
Little girl to a dog. Yeah, yeah.
Tell me what's wrong with having a girl dog?
I don't know. I just feel like,
Or identifies.
yeah, I think, I always feel like guys who have girl dogs, like they just kind of make a meal of it. It's a lot of just being like, oh, she's so beautiful. I don't know. I think it makes me feel like the number 2 in this situation.
Right.
There is like a jealousy. Like there is a feeling of like you're in a relationship with 2 different beings.
How long have you been married?
I'm not married.
You're not?
I was. Yeah. I'm getting divorced.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, was there a girl dog in the picture?
There's I have a boyfriend and he has a girl dog, and there's definitely a vibe of like
Right.
the dog. Yeah, I mean it's just a lot of she's this like radiant being in his life,
Now, does this something?
which is very sweet. I should be like, oh, like
Yeah.
he's so good to his dog, but instead I'm just like, I'm over here.
Does he still have a relationship with his mother?
Yeah, he does.
And how is that relationship?
Good.
So do you feel like you're number 3?
Maybe.
You know what's
If
interesting
we're
about
really
a number
going
3?
there, maybe. What?
How long have you been dating this boy? This little boy?
A little over a year.
Right. So around when the nausea started.
Okay.
When you're on set and you have to go pee, what do the PAs say?
I forget.
10-1.
10-1, yeah.
Pee's a 1.
Yeah, P's a 1. Oh.
Poo's a 2.
Poo's a 2.
A lot of people might argue
That 3's kind of...
it's either a cum or a vomit.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is.
And I would like it to be
I
a
like
vomit.
that you said a cum.
Yeah, it's not all of them.
It's a cum.
It's a cum.
See, you're that's very New York.
Thank you. Yeah, I grew up Jewish, born and raised. There's can also
Wait, where are you from? The Midwest?
Cleveland.
That's right.
Yeah, and boy, are my arms tired. But Cleveland is right next to New York. So when people call it the Midwest, I do want to be like, well, kinda, just because somebody said it's the Midwest. But I'm closer to the East Coast.
Yeah. I don't think of the Midwest when I think of Cleveland. I'm not sure. I guess.
But you do for, Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, I think Midwest. Yeah. Michigan's always my go-to. Anyway.
Michigan's a Midwest, Indiana. But what I like about a cum for number 4 is it also matches up for a home run is sex. If you go into, first base, second base, third base, home run. So peeing is kissing.
Peeing's kissing. Pooping is...
Well, I had this conversation on a podcast recently.
Okay.
Adam Ray and Andy Kozel put it.
The same conversation?
Well, word for word.
Oh my God.
No, I never really knew, and I'd like your take on this. I know what first base is. I'm not a nerd. It's making out.
Right.
What is second and third?
Okay. Love that we're talking about this. I think first is kissing.
And including making out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Second is boob touching.
I agree that boob touching is in second base, but that can't be all second bases.
I think second base is a little bit of like a letdown base, and I think it is just boobs.
Okay, then what's third base? Because I already know what you're going to say, and here's the problem.
Oh, wait, I see the problem. No,
a hand
I'm
job
already
and a blow
there.
job
I'm already
or a
there. I'm already there.
Finger and a clit lick? What's the proper way of saying it?
I mean, clit lick is not it.
What is it? Going down on?
Yeah. A clit lick. It's fine. I mean, I'm sure some people, that's what they want
A jerk off.
Yeah.
Clitoral stimulation with the tongue.
Wait. Okay, wait. Yeah, you're right. We need more bases. Okay, wait. I figured it out. Okay. This is the solution. First base. It's kissing, it's making out, and if she's cool, it's a boob touch. Okay?
Wait, implying that it's not cool if a girl isn't ready to have her titty grabbed?
No, I was joking, but yeah.
I don't think you make jokes like that. You open the door to people who take it seriously.
Okay.
Maybe we should bleep all that.
Okay, well.
Don't really bleep it, but put the bleeps, but we heard it.
Okay. No, wait. Let me think about this.
It's almost a riddle.
No, wait. Actually, I take, cut all that out.
Oh, you're putting boob touch
real.
in.
No.
Okay.
I figured it out. I was thinking, well, yeah, okay. First base is making out, kissing, clothes on. That's it.
Right.
Second base is a letdown base.
Okay.
It is just boobs. Third base, it encapsulates pretty much anything before sex.
All the above.
Meaning, well, actually all of the below the button of the pants. It's the fingering, it's the HJs, it's the BJs. It's
HJ and BJ the way you use it because that's really how you talk?
No.
You're being comedy.
It's just like I've had coffee.
What do you really call them?
A blowjob.
Right. A blowjob?
I think hand jobs, I wouldn't, that's just not what I would call it. I would just be like, I'm like touching you. I don't know.
Right.
I just wouldn't.
When I end
I know, actually I lied. Go down on you. I would say go down on you.
Right.
Right.
Unless they're standing on something. So, I also want to acknowledge that what we're talking sounds very like dirty, but it's really about defining something and not about the thing itself. So
absolutely.
Not that there's anything wrong with dirty. One of my best friends is okay with me talking about
dirt
that.
bag.
No, very clean, very
Okay.
nice. He's just okay with the topic. But I just don't get it because to me, HJs happen way before BJs. And I'm thinking about this from the perspective of little boys and little girls. Because
are HJs like the boob grab of the male world?
No.
Okay.
I would say that a boob grab under the shirt weighs around the same as a penis touch over the pant.
No.
Which one do you think is more?
Oh, definitely. I for a very long time, still probably, I mean, I'm in a relationship, but I've always been like very afraid of penises. Like, I don't know what to do.
That's a you thing, and that
you think,
sucks.
I don't know if it's just well, I think the listener should weigh in because I wonder if it's just a me thing.
Afraid of penises? I know you're afraid of penises, and I don't want to be disrespectful to your relationship. But this is, here, go back to where you're going to be.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll talk about it later, but mark that moment blue. Okay, so tell me why you're so afraid of penises. And does this offend you? My penis. It's an animated penis.
Oh my! What is it doing?
It's pixelated, huge.
Oh, right, sure.
I guess you know what? Just to
What?
be, because it's a new time, just make that a boob.
Oh, you got a boob dick?
Hell,
Oh
you know.
my gosh.
We'll have to wait until the commercial break, which actually I think. Does Rick have a boob dick? Find out after this.
Listen to the new Audible original, Summer in Argyle. Hey, Rick, did you know that this story takes place...
Hi, Miranda.
Hi. This story takes place in Argyle, Ohio, of all places.
We love Ohio.
We do love Ohio.
And our arms are tired.
Aren't they, though?
It's created and written by Nate Odenkirk and Emmy-award winner Bob Odenkirk. Now, I got to tell you something. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Bob Odenkirk.
And
Loved
we
him in
all are.
Ghostbusters. But I'm rewatching Breaking Bad right now. I have a few episodes left in the last season 5. I know I'm not selling you Breaking Bad, but Bob Odenkirk fucking rocks.
He is such a breakout character of that show.
Who are you going to call? Saul
Bob
Goodman.
Odenkirk. This is one hot dog murder comedy with everything on it.
Visit audible.com/Summer in Argyle.
And listen now.
Hashtag Summer in Argyle. Who are you going to call?
Summer
Saul
in
Goodman.
Argyle.
Summer in Argyle. I know earlier you said, I can't wait.
Right.
I can't wait.
Well, wait no more, you shall. Ritual protein is pea-based. And if you know me, you know I love the pea-based protein. It's tough to find a good protein.
It is. And you want something that's clean and plant-based?
I do, very much so.
We're all into the plant-based vibe these days. It's true.
So I have been using this. When I say daily, I really mean daily. It tastes good. I do feel a little bit difference because I am not getting enough protein in it. It's why I got excited about this sponsorship.
I think a lot of people don't get enough protein in their diets.
Choose from 3 different formulas, each with 20 grams of protein. They have a Daily Shake 18+, Daily Shake 50+, and a Daily Shake pregnancy and postpartum, which is more for women. But not, hey.
With Ritual's one-of-a-kind visual supply chain, you know the how, what, and why of every labeled ingredient.
Ready to shake up your protein ritual?
Our listeners get 10% off their first 3 months at ritual.com/TYSO.
Ritual even offers back a money-back guarantee if you're not 85% satisfied. Wait a minute.
I think it's 100% in love. I haven't been 100% in love in a long time.
Oh. Visit rituals.com/TYSO today for 10% off your first 3 months.
So, Rick, just between you and I, how am I doing with these commercials?
Yeah, I think what do you guys think? How do you think Miranda's doing in the commercials?
Oh, wow. That's such a resounding fan base. I had no idea.
I wonder if they'd want to hear more of you.
Do you think they'd want like an entire episode where I talk about Santa Claus for an hour and a half?
Visit patreon.com/take your shoes off because last week we released a brand new Patreon exclusive only episode with cousins Miranda and your sister,
Sister, yeah.
Sister, Annabella. We'll show a little clip.
Pretty woman, walking down the street. Pretty woman, the kind I like to meet. Pretty woman, I don't believe you. You're not the truth. No one could look as good as you. Mercy. Oh, pretty woman, won't you pardon me?
I like that. So all you have to do is go to patreon.com/take your shoes off.
Who are you going to call? Saul Goodman.
And we're back. But snapping hurts my fingers, so. And we're back.
Didn't you make a noise because it hurts?
I can't believe people do this so naturally and aren't disgusted by it. Like the fact that you can make your fingers snap like a pop sound is so gross.
The noise is the finger hitting the palm. That's what the noise is. So it's not.
It hurts.
I feel that way
hurts.
about when people could go.
100%. That's equivalent to me. Both
Audio
of those.
only was what would you call that?
Fingers, like a finger whistle?
Finger whistle?
Yeah.
That's what we should call eating out.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like fingering, but it's a whistle.
Yeah, but it's a but
'Cause
you
it's with your
should
lips.
be making noise with
Listen,
it.
I like her. She didn't want to. I don't know if she just is afraid of penises. I mean, I gave her a finger whistle.
I think that the lore around penises, it's just a lot of like, they're very sensitive, you know, you're gonna chafe, there's just a lot of
More so than a vagina.
I think that, yeah, I think for girls also, because when you're younger, there's a lot of pressure to like touch a dick and you're kind of not ready.
That's the same
and
for
that
boys.
sticks with you all through. Now, even now, I'm like, I don't want to see. Also, then if it's like, well, I don't want to get whatever.
What you're saying
You don't
is
know what it's going to
you
look
don't know
like.
what it's
You don't
gonna
know.
look like.
You don't know.
That's why it's really tough for a guy.
Meaning for a girl, like
no, but I'm saying if listen, can we be frank?
I think we're there.
Okay. Can I still be Garth? Have a little Wayne's World animation.
Wait, Frank and Garth?
He says in Wayne's World, he goes, "Can I
he
be
said
Frank?"
that.
And he goes,
Yeah,
"Can I
yeah,
still
yeah.
be Garth?"
Yeah, that's right.
It was the 90s.
Great movie. I'm really sad that I didn't pick up on the reference.
It's all right. Do you want to do it again? Like pick up and we'll do it again, and then just you'll know what it is.
Okay.
We'll have a little animation of Garth saying, "Can I still be Garth?"
Great movie.
You know what that is?
Wayne's World. Baby.
No, I was doing what's his name? Garth Brooks, but what's the alternative? What's Garth Brooks' alter ego?
Faith Hill.
I have some insecurities with this stuff, and I want to get into like what the expectations were when we were little boys and little girls, little
Right.
tight boys and little supple girls.
Right.
But today, I wouldn't have that feel. I would be like, wait till you find out about this thing. You know, I have a New York dick, a confident New York dick,
Sure.
a CNYD, and so that wouldn't do that. But there is a pressure of being hard before she touches it.
Oh, that's right.
Real quick,
yeah.
1 second. This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime and As We See It, about 3 autistic roommates just trying to survive, live their life of independence, love, and relationships. So sometimes, yeah, you're afraid that your dick's not hard.
Right. Right. Well, that's part of, okay, so then that connects to what I'm saying. Part of the sort of penis pressure, if you will, is if it's not, then that's on you. That's your responsibility.
You, the girl.
Yeah, me, the girl.
And here's a love letter to women.
Okay.
It's not your fault.
Don't think it's my, actually, no. If I'm being honest, you always think it's your fault. At least I do. I'll speak for myself.
And even if logically you know it's not, emotions sometimes run the game.
That's
And
right. That's right.
So you have to somehow really connect to this. The truth is...
when you say emotions run the game, you mean for you, meaning if it's not hard, emotions run the game, like you're not connected to it? Or you're saying that for women?
No, what I'm saying, as human beings, even if something logically makes sense, if there's some trauma or fear behind it,
Yeah.
you know, like for OCD, for example, you don't have to turn the light switch on so many times, but there's this emotional thing that's making it happen. That oftentimes, until you could really work on controlling, the emotional side weighs over. So even if when you're explaining something to somebody, hey, it's not your fault, you can be like, yeah, I know, but it feels like it.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, how do you connect logic so strongly that it's undeniable that it becomes part of your emotional truth, right? And here's what it is. If you're in a position to be with another person who happens to be a boy with a penis, you're already pretty enough.
Oh.
You know, he likes you enough.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did an episode with flies the other day, and I didn't get them all.
Literally go, you're already pretty enough. Getting it out of my eye.
Mark that moment blue. And here's what I want to connect to. And this has become such a dirty episode, but whatever. It's fine. I think we're being
somewhat intellectual and like measured about our dirty topics. I'm patting us on the back for that.
Yeah, with consent.
With consent.
Sometimes I catch myself on stage when I'm talking about some certain things, and I'm not doing it for any shock. I'm just doing it. And then I hear myself say something. I go, oh, I mean, this is what the set is, I guess. But there is a there is a technique to, that's why I was asking, you have to like pick your things. That's why even if you normally say blowjob or go down, if you save it and you say BJ, that way it's like you only have so much space before you go into the we're being dirty.
Right.
So, and this is also a topic that I talk about on stage some, and I want to not make it about a dirty thing. But when I was a little tight boy, I was too scared to kiss. So there were some opportunities where, like, you're supposed to kiss, but I was too scared to kiss. And it got too late in the game. I'm 17 and I haven't ever kissed a girl. So it's like, if I were to ask your name now, it's like, you should have asked a while. Like, it's too late, so you have to pretend. I bought a book on how to kiss because I didn't know am I supposed to do top lip on top lip, bottom lip on bottom lip, or do you stagger every other lip?
Wow.
I don't know what to do.
Actually, yeah, and if you break it down, it makes no sense.
And there is no book out there. I bought Kim Cattrall's book on how to finger whistle. And I read a book on going down on a girl, and I didn't even know how to kiss her face lips.
Right.
So I should write a book. Kissing for little boys is what I'll call it.
Great.
Teaching little boys how to kiss.
Tight little boys how to use their mouths.
Yeah. On a little tight girl, on a little supple girl.
On a supple little girl.
Yeah, SLG.
Yeah.
So, but I get to the point where I don't know how to kiss, so now I'm so scared. So this started this thing for me, which is me not knowing how to kiss.
Well, you hadn't hooked up with anybody until at 17.
17, April 21st, 2002, Hitler's birthday. The day after, we made sure it was after midnight. We went bowling on his birthday. And not to celebrate, it was just a coincidence. Well, I don't really remember. But I have to imagine, why would I? Yeah, it was probably a coincidence. But I kissed her then. So I went, I'm a few months away from turning 18. I never kissed a girl. People are at camp, they're kissing and they're touching, they're fingering and this stuff. So I identified with not getting to the place on time, whatever I thought that meant, as I'm not cool, I'm a loser, I'm a nerd, she's going to think I'm afraid, blah, blah, blah. Logically, no. But for years, is this okay? I'm still telling this story? This is fine, right?
I'm in. I'm listening.
So for many, many years, I was just scared I won't go on dates. Or if I did, I would need to make excuses, get out of stuff. If I kiss you, do you really want to kiss me back? Are you,
right.
There's a lot to this. And
that's like pretty progressive thinking, actually, because those are only conversations that have been had more recently about like consent and all this stuff. But you were already having those thoughts a little bit.
Yeah.
A little.
A lot, but I don't know how much of them were from a moral place.
Right. No. Yeah, it was almost like an accidental.
Well, I'll tell you this. I never knew how people felt about me just because of my own other things. And I never even really understood what that meant at the time. Like, I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I remember I would call a friend, David, multiple times a week for a year, and his mom would never let him come. I never picked up on he doesn't want me, he doesn't want to hang out with me. So even though I didn't really have friends, I never felt unincluded, at least not consciously. I was just, this is what life is. You don't really talk to people. People don't see you, and I was always just very confused with stuff. So then when you have to kiss a girl, you have to know if she likes you, because otherwise it's embarrassing to get turned down, or if she's, doing it for you because you're pathetic or whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
And you can't ask and that's another thing. Like at least I thought as a kid, you can't say, may I kiss you now? Because, it's not spur of the moment. And he didn't, but you don't know.
Right.
Until I got older and I found my tricks on, like, basically what I do is when I would go on a first date, I would say on the date, I don't kiss on a first date, because if you kiss me back, I don't know if you're being nice. And if you don't kiss me, I'd be embarrassed. I usually say this at the end. Like, if I wanted to go out with her again, I would say, I'm going to text you again. If you're not interested, listen,
That's
I got no ego attached to this. I had a great time. It's totally fine. But if you are, I'm going to kiss you goodnight. So just so you know.
That's nice.
And there's like a shtick involved in it. Like there's a confidence that you have to kind of find.
Sure.
But I never knew that about myself. Blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, move on to, I'm older now and I've been with, some people.
with a choice few.
Yeah, a good amount. Okay. Thousands and thousands of girls.
Oh my God.
No. But I still have this thing. Which doesn't make sense and would maybe be inappropriate. I need to always be hard. So like if I'm sitting on the couch watching a movie, not thinking about having sex, not wanting to have sex because it's not time. And if she were to do this is what they think, do this. Where if I was hard, that'd be weird.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
But if
that
she
would,
if what?
No, I would. If we were watching a movie and I reached over and it was just like ready to go,
I love Bruce Willis or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
I would think it wasn't about me. I would think it was about the movie.
But the moment a person touches my soft penis, even if it's supposed to be soft, I regress back to I'm not cool enough.
Wow.
It's very, very
God.
like obviously connected, and I can't. And the only way to get by it that I know of, which is why I've also said that my penis is a really good guy, like he forces me to, is I have to get to know.
That like really made me. I was like really endeared to you in that moment. My penis is a good guy.
Do you know Esther Pravitsky?
Yeah.
I did their podcast, Trash Tuesdays.
Oh, love that podcast.
And we're having this conversation. People who saw that would have heard some of this because it doesn't matter. This got into this talk. And I brought this up because we were talking about, lingerie and what you're supposed to do and when a girl comes over and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I brought a version of this up of just like, we need to like, we're not supposed to be hard all the time. Like, and they're like, do you have ED? And I go, I don't know, maybe. I mean, sometimes if I'm nervous,
right.
I don't think that's what ED is, and I don't want you to make that a blanketed statement, but I do think that, listen, sometimes, blah, blah, blah. And her response was, and I know she was doing her, whatever, but like, that's the instinct. And it did make me feel like, yeah, I know. And then when you went, it was like, oh, good.
Yeah.
But you can't just have sex with anybody at any time.
Right. No, it's definitely, it wouldn't, that wouldn't make sense. But then there's that other part of my brain that would be like, the times that's happened to me when someone's like not hard, I'm like, like.
What do you do in that situation?
I don't know.
Well, do you go into your head and now you're insecure, or do you communicate it?
I think I've done both. It's probably a 1-2 punch. It's probably in the head and then I say something.
Have you noticed saying something what that does?
Well, I think there's like, you have to have a certain tact in bringing it up, but it's not,
like when you're like talking to studios and they give you notes, you have to like find a certain way to make it work for you, but I always think of that.
Bury it in a compliment, you mean?
I see what you're saying. I would actually like to get it this way.
That's a really smart point. The thing is, you're soft. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've just been, that situation. It's not that, but I don't go to a place of thinking they're not attracted to me. Are we good?
Yeah, good.
Okay. I don't go to that place. I just am like, what, are you okay? Like, I'm worried about them more than anything.
And that's what's so tough about being part of the them. Oh, now they're worried about me.
Right. Which, because then that ends up being your burden. Both people are burdened in that situation.
Unless they decide it's not.
Well, 100%, which you could and should, but it takes two. It takes two.
It takes two.
It takes two.
And I've
been saying it for years.
I've been saying it for weeks, so I guess it belongs to you. There's something about owning your soft penis.
100%. If someone, I think, if someone if the person you're with has a self-awareness about it and isn't like too apologetic, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying, because it's like there's nothing wrong with it. It's like everything you're saying makes sense. There's an emotional connection to sex. It's the same for a girl. We just don't have penises to prove it. So
unless you do.
Unless you do,
which is very fine.
Right.
Listen,
I'm talking about myself.
Okay.
I don't.
You might.
I
really don't know.
I don't. Sorry if that's like a letdown, but it's not there. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure. It is weird that I think it's also like in TV and movies, it's always just like, oh no, did I do something wrong to cause? It's like, it's
Throwing
always
up?
portrayed. Yeah. Oh no, that was just it looked puking adjacent, but it wasn't. But no, there is that, like, the girl reacts like, oh my God, am I ugly? And then the guy's like, I don't know, I just can't get there. I don't know. It's always like sad. It's always sad and like defeated. And so this conversation is more positive. It's more like human.
Yes, this is. Are we dirty? No, I think we're doing it like what you said.
We're rewriting. We're just. Yeah.
People need to know.
People need to know. I think it's a thoughtful conversation
Yes.
about sex.
You're supposed to be soft a lot of the time.
Oh yeah.
And listen,
You're actually soft most of the time.
you know, at this age, there used to be a problem.
Really?
No. I was just making a joke literal. What I want to say is it's just dirty. So I
Wait,
guess,
what you want to say is dirty? Just say it.
Yeah. Show me
Say
your
it.
fucking tits. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
No.
No.
No. What I'm going to say is, like, what I would want to say in that situation is a dirty thing to, like, bring up.
Wait,
So
why? Just bring it up.
I will, but I just want to preface, like, I want to show a
for
little
that,
self-awareness.
Yes,
like,
sure.
Like, you know, I don't know. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I just feel a little dirty.
Okay.
But, like,
Wow, there's a lot of build up here. All right, I'm ready.
if you're with a, you know, let's make it about the people.
Okay.
If you're with a guy, okay, and he isn't hard, and you want him to be hard, which is, you're right. You're allowed to want, you know, sometimes, like, oh, I'm in the mood.
course.
Doesn't mean it has to be this moment, but we want to get there, you know?
Yeah.
We want to get there. I'm
That's
hungry.
right.
Doesn't mean I have to eat now, but just
Like just putting it out there.
putting it
like,
out there.
I
Mommy's hungry.
Yeah, Grubhub is imminent.
yes, it'll take 30 minutes to get here, and that's fine. And it's fine for a meal. It should be fine for a schwanz. So what I'm saying is, and if you see a soft penis, okay, I'm going to find a way of not making this so dirty.
Just I'm not making the barf face, by the way. I'm just holding my face.
I'm just talking about, like, I don't know if it made clear that when I made the joke about this episode is sponsored by, but, like, just basically, like, this would not be the episode I'd want them to sponsor.
Yeah, I got it.
Does that make sense? I don't know if you
It
get
did.
it.
It made sense then, and it makes sense now.
I wasn't sure if it blew by you.
No.
You know that restaurant that they have in there?
Blue Bayou.
Yeah, well, for many years, but then I discovered it. And I ate there. I think it's called Blue Bayou. And I loved it.
You did?
Yeah. Sure.
I don't miss anything. I miss a lot of things.
In Wayne's World, he goes, Oh, "Can I he be said frank?" that. He goes, Yeah, "Can I yeah, still yeah. be Garth?" Yeah, that's right. It was the 90s. Great movie. Really sad that I didn't pick up on the reference.
At this point, I'm not sure how we're editing it. If we already
Are you
show,
going to animate me just like crumbling into a pile of dust? Because that's what I felt like in that moment.
we'll see what budget we got.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if at this point we edited it and we had it just cut to you actually knowing the Wayne's World reference, so people didn't see you make that mistake, and now we see it for the first time, and it's a funny reveal,
it's funny.
or is it a funny callback because they already know?
I think the reveal is funnier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess if you kept it in, JonMichael,
Callback is cleaner. It's cleaner.
we need a little cleanliness in this.
That's
in this,
true.
Why don't we figure it out? Mark it. We'll figure it out. We'll
Okay.
see what plays better. We'll do a little test group. Maybe I'll show you both examples.
Great.
But while we're on the subject, this is okay. This is fine, right?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I don't know what that says about me that I don't find this to be like salacious. Is that
Okay.
have I just been around comedy too long and I'm just like dead to topics that are
Yeah.
quote unquote off limits?
Quote off limits, unquote.
Right.
You see if you see a soft penis, treat it like you're seeing anything. And it's
Yeah.
not bad to be so direct, especially if your directness is acknowledging the thing being present and not any judgments or insecurities or projections. For example, we're going to get you hard, you know? And
That's what you want like a girl to say, like we're gonna get you
the
hard.
three of us.
Yeah, it's a group
Me,
effort.
her, and the goblin. It doesn't. This isn't the script. This is the energy.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
So-
I thought yeah.
Yeah, you know, like
Just a vibe.
Yeah, like there's ways of doing it. You could do it in like dirty talk. I'll make you come soft. I don't give a shit. Just give me that thing. Whatever what might be. Or it could just be more like here's something that happens, especially when you're younger and listen, this is fine. Everything's consensual, blah, 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 blah. But you do notice that if a girl touches your penis and you aren't hard, she is thinking something wrong with me, something wrong with him, something wrong with us, nervous, whatever it is. Unless it's spoken, there is a thought. And what usually happens when there's a thought, it defines an uncertainty.
That's right.
And when people are uncertain, they're not usually confident. So you touch the penis, and then you'll just go to the leg. You'll leave the penis alone.
Oh yeah.
And now we're thinking
I've done that. I've done that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Like you walked in on a soft penis. Oh, sorry. I was just going to the kitchen.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. The leg is the kitchen.
You walked in. It's okay. Make yourself at home. Stay.
Well.
Stay.
But it's as if like the host. It's like you walk into a house. I'm going to amend that slightly.
Or a woman, actually, technically.
What?
I don't miss anything.
It would be amended if I do it. It's a woman ding, and if you do it, because we're talking about men and women.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Wow. That one did slide by. My point is,
maybe that wasn't worth doing.
Okay, it's okay. Let's move past it. See, this is like the arrest. I know this is like the arrest. No, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna work through it. What was your metaphor? It was
It's like you walked into the bathroom.
Kitchen. Oh yeah, and you're like, oh my god, sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
Wrong door.
Yeah. But I think my metaphor would be like, it's like you walk into a dinner party and the host like doesn't help you with things.
You know what?
Like the host isn't like offering you things.
You
They're
have
just kind of like you
expectations.
get your own wine glass.
No.
Okay.
You're having expectations.
Your metaphor was better.
Yeah.
I was just kind of
but
like
yours is telling.
Okay.
What you're saying is I got a really great piece of advice from my friend David Sullivan. I don't know if you know David. He's friends.
Don't. The name's so familiar.
He's an actor. He's an acting coach. He's also friends with a lot of comedians. He's done a Bill Lawrence show.
Oh, cool.
And I don't remember, 2 girlfriends ago, I remember I wanted to text her something after we'd broken up.
2 girlfriends ago is a funny phrase.
Yeah, I think I said that. I know why I said that. It doesn't matter. But also, not everybody knows who the past some girlfriend was. But like, yeah, I think I was making. I don't know.
Side note, I feel like you have very hot girlfriends because I remember the very first time I don't know if I met you or I just saw you, but we were both in Montreal and I guess we were on the same show. It was like a later show and you walked in with like this girl and I was like, oh my God, Rick Glassman dates hot girls.
Oh, it's something outside. Thank you. And yes.
Yeah.
Is soft it like, penis and all.
Do people say that to you? Like you have like choice girlfriends?
It's you know what? It and this is so superficial, but I think it's cooler even than you're from New York.
It is cool.
And also they always do it in a way that's insulting that feels good. And this fucking OCD nerd, he's always with the hottest blah 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 blah. And I go like, cool, right? Like I branded myself cool.
Yeah. I just remember being like,
thank you. I don't remember. Depends what year Montreal it was. But when you are wanting the host to give you stuff, right? The advice that he said was, if you're writing her with expectations of her writing back, which she might not do, I'm paraphrasing. This is what it's built to. She might not write you back, and if she does, she might not write you back the thing that you wanted. If that's not the point, if your only intention is to communicate something and not receive something back, then do it. And I think about that logic all the time, not just for dating or something, but really checking in with intention. Why am I doing this? If somebody were to, and if I had to explain why I was doing this to, just even when you check in with yourself and you know why you're doing it, you could be like, oh, I don't want to, you need that. So if your intention of touching a little tight boy's penis is to get something, feel valued, feel loved, feel pretty. You're setting yourself for best case scenario. You're going to feel that way if things that are outside of your control offer you that. If, however, the intention is, I want to see how big his dick is, or I want to hook up with him soon. I want him to know that I'm attracted to him or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you walk into the bathroom door and you see something. It's not going to stop you. I knew this was the bathroom. I knew what I was walking into. And you don't know what you're walking into because you're hoping that what you're walking into. You got two doors. Do I go into the bathroom or I'm hoping I go into the right door? Or I guess what you would say is, I hope if he's in the bathroom, he's hard,
Right.
Or that he wants me to come in.
Right.
Even,
Right. Yeah.
And also, you don't have to do this. If you don't know if he wants you to come in, you don't have to go right to the penis.
No.
Yeah, you touch a leg.
Well, or like if they're close to you, you just sort of sense that like, I don't know. I feel like that is kind of like the beauty of like a boner.
Come on in. Boner is an unlocked bathroom.
Yeah. And it's also like, it's cool that like, it's like all the reasons that it's like, it was like embarrassing when you're younger, like you have to like put your notebook in front of it or whatever the cliche is. It's like, as when you're older, you're like, it's such a great, like, oh, like, come on in, the water's fine. It's just so, it's such a nice, unspoken, nonverbal communication.
You know what you called it?
I really appreciate it.
You know what you call the hard penis? Cool.
It is cool.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's fucking cool.
So when you're not hard, you're not cool.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I just think that I am saying, I want to just clarify. I appreciate the directness of the direct messaging,
Yes.
the DMing of boner in the pants. It's like, it's just a really great unspoken, there's a separate conversation happening. You're having one conversation with your mouth, you're like hooking up, kissing. But then down here, there's a separate conversation happening that you don't even necessarily have to participate in, but you still know it. You're still in that conversation.
And we as guys could choose. Yes.
The penis is monologuing. So I can just choose to listen to the monologue or tune out the monologue.
Well, you could be in the audience or you could tap in and make it a two-person scene.
That's right. So then, yeah, right. So
the show has begun and you're just a spectator for now.
They've come out on stage.
Yep.
They're performing.
Yes.
They're killing it on their own. You bring someone else and then you've got a dynamic.
Yes. And then you figure out, is there chemistry? And,
yes,
and
that's right.
The show.
And that's the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I would argue the bedroom is actually one of the characters in the show itself.
100%.
So.
Yeah.
So because.
Oh my God, my legs are so asleep.
Why?
Because I was sitting on them.
Oh. Are you comfortable? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling great.
Nice socks.
Oh, yes.
If you were barefoot, I would.
You would what? Barf?
I wouldn't barf, but I would.
Are feet gross to you?
Feet aren't gross.
What?
But just like butts aren't gross.
Like a stranger's foot is gross.
They're just it's just dirty. Like you're sockless, sweating in a shoe that's
sweating?
Disintegrating.
I don't think I'm sweating.
You're sweating. You're sweating. I'm not saying that you're dripping.
Yeah.
But your feet sweat. Absolutely. That's why shoes smell.
Yeah, that's true. I think there's a range of foot sweat depending on the individual.
Your range is on the smallest foot sweat range.
Well, thank you. I just needed it to be acknowledged. So now that you have, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's almost as if it doesn't.
I know.
Unfortunately, because you're human and there's no airflow and that moisture is getting locked, it's humid in there.
That's true. I also was wearing like shearling shoes, so they probably were a little sweaty.
Shout out to Shearling Shoes. We'll put their Instagram handle up here. Would you say that a soft penis?
Sure.
Penis.
I mean, that's what we've been calling it this whole time.
I'm not saying performative and what you could do with it. I'm saying the person who's opposite you, the insecurity that you might have, is equivalent to a dry, what would you call it? I guess pussy?
Yeah, I mean, you can call it that.
Yeah, a soft penis would be like having a...
I like that we've gone clinical with the penis, but then the woman is just pussy.
Well, because a vagina is the whole thing.
Yeah.
But the pussy is what's wet or dry.
I don't
You could
think
quote me on
that's
that.
right.
And then unquote me.
Have you seen one?
I've seen probably almost 40.
Okay.
Mid 30s to low 40s.
Okay.
I lost count.
Okay.
But I've only been with 2 women.
You've just seen...
Yeah. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But this device is in a lot of things, but one of my favorite versions of it is in The Office when the bartender asks Michael Scott, have you ever read the blah, blah, blah book? And he goes, read it? I own it. But no, I haven't read it yet.
That is... is amazing.
Yeah. Like to
That
go from
is
here
so
to this.
funny. That is such a good joke.
Yeah.
Oof, that's a good joke.
I remember there's only so many devices. I remember where most of them that I learned them and what they are. The Simpsons teaching me almost all of them. But if your vagina is soft, excuse me, if your pussy's soft, no, edit all this in. If you're a little dry down there,
Ew, don't do that. I didn't
Sorry,
like this.
sorry,
This
sorry.
was horrible.
sorry,
That was the most offensive thing that's happened all
I
day.
apologize.
And we've said some shit.
I wasn't even meaning it like that. I was doing like
It
little
was like you were casting a spell.
Yeah,
It was
you
like
got me.
laser fingers.
make it happen.
Like the lightning coming out of like that.
Yeah. You know, in The Simpsons, they do this. They do this with their fingers all the time.
Yes.
Especially Maggie.
Yes.
So this is like so much is from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And a lot from Will Smith, by the way, who we had on the podcast, and I'm putting it out soon. I'm excited about.
That's really cool.
So if a man goes to your pussy and it's dry and he goes like this, oh sorry, and then goes into the kitchen.
Oh my God, I'd be horrified.
I would. Do you get it now?
Die.
Do you
I
get
would
it?
die all the deaths.
Wouldn't you rather him
Die.
stay there, spin on his fan, or say like, "Don't worry, we'll get you going," or something like
I
that?
would die. Oh my
Oh,
God.
that would still bother
That
you?
was like visceral to for a guy to be like, whoa, never mind. I would die.
But if he stayed,
Yeah.
you'd get comfortable.
Of course.
So how do you not see that?
I know. It's because of the portrayal. There's not as much
Portrayal or
offense-
platform?
Portrayal on like in the media, truly. Like there's not as much. The narrative is always a girl. If the guy is soft, it's the girl's fault. Whatever that looks like, even if it's subtle and it's not like a spoken thing, there's always the girl being like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he's like, "No, this never happened." Whatever that is, the thing
Yeah.
that I was saying
It's
earlier,
happened.
right? But then with girls being dry, like that's just less talked about because I mean, again, like the narrative is usually around like the guy's experience, so of course that hasn't been talked about. But that's why
I started this podcast.
that is actually the reason you started this.
So tell me about it. Tell me why you're so dry all the time. Is it because there's female dogs around taking your spot?
Yeah,
I can't get wet when there's a female dog
they
around.
just sponge up all of my
Yeah.
excitement.
Yeah, my boyfriend wants the dog instead of me.
Yeah, she's definitely tried to like come in the room before, and I'm like, yeah, I won this round, bitch.
You know what? I think it might be good to let her come in the room and let her watch.
Yeah, you want to watch?
yeah,
You
look
want to
what he's
watch
doing to
me defile daddy?
Yeah. All right, that's working for me now. Yeah, go on. Tell me more. Make it come up, you know? Just the boob is going this way, and
Strangely,
then the
it's
nipple
all
is
nipple.
coming up this way.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. A little rise of boob and then a ton of
Yeah,
nipple
that's what's
growth.
happening. Right,
Yeah.
the boob is always there. The boob is just a soft penis.
The boob is kind of the balls, and then the nip is the dick.
Yes, and now we know our cold open.
I can't. I hate it. I'm never gonna snap.
So talk to me about this now. Now here's your platform.
My platform is that. Well, the messaging. First of all, the messaging around the guy being soft is off. It's not accurate. What we're saying
but what's
is accurate.
the messaging? Because no guy ever says it's your fault.
But the messaging is
From whom? From other women.
No. I think it's just I think in movies and TV that is like the classic trope.
Give me an example where the guy.
I don't have a specific
make one up.
show.
Or get the fuck out.
Okay, if I had to make up I feel like I've seen that in like I don't know any drama about like sex dating relationships. The girl the classic is like the girl she goes to feel for it. She goes, "Oh, like probably Sex in the City, they definitely had this happen." She's, "Oh," and then he's like, "Yeah, sometimes this happens." And then she's like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, "It's not your fault." And she's like, "Are you sure?" Like it's that energy. Again, it's like we were saying earlier, it's unspoken, but it's an energy of
It's a projection.
everybody's shamed. Everyone's feeling shame.
But guys feel that way about them too. It's not a women feel that way versus
But I
men
wish
feel
that
way.
was shown more.
It's shown every time this one's shown. When the guy says this happens sometimes, when the guy looks defeated,
That's
he's
true.
defeated.
He is defeated, but I wish that the girl was more like what you were saying. The girl was just like, it's okay, we'll get there.
Yeah, but
I wish there was like a kind of just, pun intended, happy ending to that.
Yeah, well, listen.
And there never is. It's always sad, somber. Oh, he's soft. Oh, she's embarrassed. He's embarrassed. Everyone's embarrassed. It's so much embarrassment around it.
Because we always are seeing ourselves through other people's eyes. And that's a problem. That's a real problem.
That is true. Also, though, I also think that it sucks because, like, I think also men are told, I mean, you tell me, as I am not one, but I think men are told, like, yeah, like, rock hard. It's more masculine. Soft is, like,
absolutely.
Pussy. Yeah.
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 Which is so stupid.
You know, to quote Eleanor Roosevelt, I always do an Eleanor Roosevelt quote, and every time I'm somewhere in this podcast, this one is more natural. Nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent. And if you know I'm hot shit, all right? Okay? I'm funny, I'm cool, you know, I got cash, you know, I pay my own way, and that's the way it should be. And I'd like to get paid more, and I deserve to be paid more, okay? Because I'm not going to get into this now. I'm trying to fuck this guy, but you're awesome. Okay? And the guy's soft. You're thinking, hey, listen, this guy, sometimes he's a little soft. Let's take care of him.
Yeah.
I'm a strong, confident black
That's
woman.
Right.
Or white. You know, those are the main two. But there could be other races. But usually the experiences that I've been involved in those are the two races. And yeah.
Yeah.
So let's have a message to the little girls out there.
Okay. I'm talking to them right now? Okay.
Yes. Tell them, just so they know, because they need to. Imagine if when you were a little girl.
Oh, I would have loved to have heard this. Yeah. Yeah, I would have. To all the little girls listening to Rick Glassman's
Don't put my name in
podcast.
This is woman to woman.
This is just.
This is women.
This is
woman to
Jamie's
woman.
corner.
Welcome to Jamie's corner. And we'll punch in on her on that. We get it.
Girls out there touching dicks, wanting to touch dicks. If you go to touch the dick and it is soft, it's not your fault. It's not his fault. You guys can work as a team, take the shame out of it, take the embarrassment out of it, and just get over the hump. Just get past it. It's not a big deal. It's natural. Dicks do not always have to be hard, and you do not always have to be offended when they are soft. Bye.
That was Jamie's corner. I also, like you said, it's a little, what'd you say, a bump?
Get over the hump.
Hump. You got a hump. And I was thinking of the little boob.
Oh, of your boob, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I'm so glad that you did that. Thank you so much. Now, will you do one to lesbians, little girls who are touching vaginas, and let them know?
Yeah, I can't. I mean, yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll do this one to the boys who are touching a dry vagina.
Okay, that's good. I think that's yeah.
But also,
sorry to make this so heteronormative.
Yeah, but boys or girls can listen.
Yes, absolutely.
Because our experience has been,
I am a straight. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've touched more vaginas. I've touched more vaginas than penises.
Okay.
At least dry ones.
Okay. And that's your journey.
Little boys. This episode is sponsored by Amazon Prime. Little boys, when it's, first of all, appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay. To touch a little girl's vagina. You know, everything we said, I'm fine with and felt playful, but that one actually made me uncomfortable.
It's because you were alone with those words.
Yeah. Because maybe somebody is listening to this and that's real to them.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it anyway, but I just want to acknowledge it.
Okay.
Young, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old boys. Minors
only.
Yes.
This is a message to minors only.
I don't like it. I don't want to do it.
It's not funny. It's terrible.
Yeah. But you know why it's not funny?
Why?
Because, and this is something that a lot of comedians would say is bullshit statement. It's not funny. You know why? Because it's not funny.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
No, we can't. I love that you said that because I hate the whole thing of like, you can make anything funny. I'm like, some stuff actually just isn't.
Yeah.
It's not. And if you want to try to make it, like, spend your energy elsewhere. You could get there, but like, just move on.
The only argument I have, even though you're validating my point, is when you're doing stuff and it's situational comedy, not the joke itself, but
that's
if
true.
you're in something and, a cut to and like to show context or whatever.
Yes.
But just like when you're going on stage to explain a point of view and to lean into something like that, unless it ties into something personal to you, I don't know. But if you were molested and there's a certain thing for you to, but like just to make those jokes because I could say anything, I always find and it's transparent to me too because they sell it with a confidence. Like, hey, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, that's just who I fucking say. I tell it like it is. You're like, cool, man.
Yeah, but why that one? So why is it so different? Everything we were doing before, it was just clearly ironic.
I think it also because I think it was like we were sort of like back and forth, and we both knew.
Yeah.
We knew what we were doing.
They were variables.
We were in it.
Yeah.
And we knew that was like the elephant in the room. But because we both understand comedy, we were like, no, the comedy thing to do is push past.
Right.
But then when you're alone with it, staring into a camera,
and I am saying something sincere.
Yes.
It's silly, but like it's a real thing.
No, but it's sincere.
Yeah.
You mean it.
All right.
Mine wasn't jokey. Like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember it.
Yeah, it was really good.
It wasn't funny.
It was good. I thought it was funny.
It was not, but thank you.
Well, watch it again.
It doesn't need to be.
Could you do, obviously, just like what we've been doing, we're cutting back to the wrong thing, but do something, whatever you're comfortable with, but it's just, even if you want to be trying to be funny, whether it's gestures, dirty words, or very clean but silly energy, you don't have to do it. If you don't want to do it.
This sounds hard.
You want to, let me see if I can think of an example.
Tell me.
Oh, here's one. Here, like, imagine if you were explaining this with, like, you're supposed to. Like, you're a school teacher, and you're supposed to be explaining this to little people, and you use words like your little butterfly or whatever, like, is very condescending, but it's just a choice.
Yeah. Okay. Doing it again?
We'll just cut back to, like, a funny 5 seconds version of it, so just try something.
Okay. 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 Sensitive little women.
Hold on. Do that, but be, different physicality.
Okay. This is a message to all of my sensitive little women out there. When you are in a sexual
I got to cut you off. I think I gave you wrong notes. And we can move past, but I don't want to.
I would happily move past.
Give me one more try.
Okay.
Of pitching something.
I feel like I'm bombing this.
No. This is it's just the setup wasn't very clear. So I'm trying to call something back and have it still work.
Okay.
You have to trust me on this.
I am.
This is just completely an energy thing.
I trust you.
We went from a sincere thing cutting to just your version of this, or I'm going to give you a line read even.
I love a line read.
Great. You look at the camera and be like, oh yes, if you want to do, and it could just be for like 2 seconds of something that's absolutely ridiculous. Okay. You're making fun of the version of you being funny.
Okay.
Yes, if you're touching a little tiny incy weensy,
like that. It'll be like a 1.5 second cut.
Okay. No, I can't.
Try it.
That's so not
I won't use it.
It's horrifying. It's funny when you do it, but if I do it's like scary. It's like scary for me to like go into that mode.
Try it.
I can't. That's so terrifying.
You're doing baby talk to a little dog.
Okay.
Who's your little doggy? Do you do that?
No.
All right, fuck it. Leave all this in. Here's the behind the scenes of how annoying of a host I am. But you get it. You cut back. It's something different.
Doggy.
Ooh, use it.
No.
Sometimes,
you can use it.
There's gonna be so many comments. We wanted to hear what you had to say.
I'm like flirting with your camera. You can use it.
Isn't that fun? Because you asked if you ever talk to camera.
I feel like I've never been hotter than when I just stare directly at camera.
You're gonna like this.
Okay. Like normally I'm just like, but then I'm like.
Yeah, that feels good then, doesn't it?
Like doing a little like straw work.
Like Cher? Drawing attention to the lips?
Oh yeah, like Cher.
And anything you can do to draw attention to your mouth is good.
Yeah, I thought you would like that.
I'm doing a lot of like.
Yeah. But I guess maybe you can keep doing that, but I still need to talk to the little boys about. Okay.
Move on. Talk to them.
I'm just going to say it. The verbiage I'm going to use would just be like how I would really talk.
Okay.
And not worry about,
No, don't.
Guys. That's what I would say. I'd say guys. Guys.
I think you're doing great so far.
Guys, if you touch a woman's vagina and there's a separate conversation of how do you know when it's time, right? I think a good way of doing this is just going into the kitchen. And a lot of times, what we'll do as humans is like what cats do. Like,
Cats?
Yeah,
they don't do that.
If you're scratching a cat's back and it wants you to get to the other side.
It'll arch, yeah.
Yeah, or it'll do its cheek
it'll
into
lean
something.
into
It'll show you where it wants to be touched.
That's right.
Right. So touch some place that's okay. If you guys are making out, I'm sure you're fine touching her leg.
Right.
Unless you're a redneck, or I don't know how those jokes go. You might be if you can't touch a girl's leg.
You might.
No, I don't think that's it. And then, you feel it out. You go a little closer. You figure out. Once you get to the point where it's approved, especially if it's like, she does this. She goes, yeah, touch my fucking... Which she might not do if she's dry.
Oh.
Metaphor.
Oh, my God. That table just got real wet.
Yeah, well, So, it's dry. Some girls...
We haven't even talked about lube. Like, if there was like a male equivalent... Like if the guy...
there's a pill.
Right.
It's a pill.
That's true.
That's the pressure we have.
Right, but with us, it's just like a bottle of goo.
Yeah.
Of clear, magical goo.
And may I advise water-based always?
Always.
What are we doing with the non-water-based?
It's so, yeah. Ew, absolutely. Ugh.
Anyway.
It can't be good for you.
No, or your sheets, or the condom.
Oil is pretty much bad unless it's in a pan.
It's funny that you say that because oil is pretty much good, except for when it's heated up. Once you heat up an oil past its burn temperature, and all oils have different burn temperatures, it becomes a carcinogen. That's why deep frying is one of the reasons deep frying is so bad. And that's why I recommend using avocado or coconut oil to cook, because it has a higher burn temp.
Does it really?
Olive oil if you're going to keep it raw.
Oh, that's right. I just bought a can of avocado spray, and it says up to 450 or so.
I'm not sure the exact thing, but
it said something on it pertaining to that.
And you should also cook on low to medium heat if you have the time.
I always do.
And that's a metaphor for sexuality.
That is.
First of all, find your oil, your base, your partner.
Right.
Right? Understand that all partners have a different burn temperature. Some get hot when you do this, some this, some you don't want them to get too hot because they might, come too soon or whatever.
Yeah.
Then communicate it. How do you do that? Take your time. Start low. You don't have to go right away, into high.
We don't need like zesty wild flames right away.
But it's interesting. You do need to have a spark, and I consider that when you turn the stove on, ignite. It's at high.
Yeah.
Now bring it down. Start like as a performer.
That's
open with something.
Open
strong.
Right.
For a second.
And then scale it back.
Right.
And then maybe bring it up again slowly.
Depending on the oil.
Right.
And how much time you waited.
Right.
And also sometimes when you try to turn it on, if there's no spark, it doesn't stay on. Don't keep going, because then your house is going to fill up with gas. Try it. If it doesn't spark, turn it off, step back, think about it. You could always do it again later. You might need a different tool. For example, you might need a lighter to get it started.
Yeah.
Some girls are more pleasured from the clitoris than inside in the G-spot and the vaginal walls.
Sure.
So once you learn how to cook, and here's what's fun. You could learn how to cook and you could have your specialties. Beat Bobby Flay, he could do a lot of stuff, but he specializes in chops. Okay? You find what you're good at, but you learn. You learn. And that's why sometimes you don't want to walk into the bathroom. You should sometimes mean to go into the kitchen first.
Yeah.
Get the stove going.
A circuitous route.
I don't know what that
bathroom.
means. Circuitous. Oh, as in circle.
Like you kind of...
Right.
Yeah.
So guys, if the oven's on, all right, and it's on low, is
this the same, a different version of the same metaphor, or a new metaphor for a different thing?
It's got to be the same thing.
Oh, okay.
If I just went into another thing,
that's true.
What would it be?
Well,
and that's why it's important to dribble with both hands,
because it was still it was still cooking related. So I was like, is it?
Yeah.
I thought maybe you were going into a different. Okay, keep going.
So I think what I was doing was this metaphor that we both got on board for is like that's the language we're speaking in.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I'm also starving now that we're talking about it. And
are you okay? I have a bar.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm just like it's like making me excited to eat after this.
You okay with time?
Oh yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah. This wasn't like I'm immediately. Oh, this is still tying back to our thing. I'm not starving, but I'll be excited when the food comes.
Right. So I guess ordering DoorDash would be like taking a pill. Like we could do this in a half hour.
if you checked the half hour.
I'm saying like the amount, like lube you could use right away and it's good. A pill you have to wait for it to come.
Yeah.
Pun not intended.
Yeah. With Viagra, is this supposed to work pretty quickly?
I've taken Viagra once and twice, and it didn't work once.
Oh, wow.
And this was a big discovery for me. It was with a girl that at the time was the prettiest girl that I had ever. It's like, what's happening? So there's like, it's also at the time, the reason I say that was so there's no disrespect for thereafter. I didn't mean for it like now,
know, yeah,
but also,
yeah.
you know, Ricketts was a pretty girl.
Yeah.
But she was so pretty that it was like, it was, maybe it's not this, it feels like it was the only time I was intimidated. I mean, I've been intimidated, but not really. I mean, there's other things, there's other nerves and insecurities, but like the only time this happened was with this girl and I wasn't able to do anything. And I was like, I mean, talk about in your head. I wasn't there with her.
Wow.
Should have what?
No, now that's interesting because it's like you had it was the same sort of reaction, but it's the complete opposite of what a girl would think it means. Of like when girls do feel insecure about it. If you told her like, no, I literally can't get hard because you're so hot and it's scary.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's what's so weird is because why
did you ever say that? Did you ever tell her like that's what's going on?
It wasn't just the so hot.
Oh,
it was she's so hot.
So cool.
I didn't
famous?
feel connected to her.
Oh.
There was a moment where
was she famous?
No.
Okay.
And she just wasn't for me. You know? But I wanted to be able to have sex with her because it would make me feel really good.
Right.
And like I mean like literally like it would make me feel like I said like there's this nerdy guy in me that like you know, this is really tacky, and I don't mean this to objectify, but there is like an achievement.
Sure.
You know, it's like, look what I did.
Yeah, I get it.
And there's pressure in that on its own.
If you're dating a super, super hot girl, that is a little bit the message to the outside world. A little bit.
At least you recognize that's being noticed.
Yeah.
So there was like, I want to be able to do this, especially knowing I'm scared all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking this whole podcast. Please come back again. Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to have you back on again.
Would love it.
And I'll probably talk too much in that one, but
well, we're having this is good.
We're
back and forth.
I used to tell this story as a bit years ago, and I don't anymore for a lot of reasons.
Okay.
But it's just an older thing. But like I say that because you get insecure. Like I'm telling you, but it was something that was a bit.
Oh.
But this was when I first noticed this stuff that was subconscious before, where I remember we got to we went to Vegas. I met her that night and I was watching Entourage and I was watching Vegas stuff. I'm like, you want to go to Vegas? And she said yes. And we drove to Vegas I packed at almost midnight.
Whoa.
And she came into my place as I was packing. We went to her place, got stuff, went to my place. She took off her shoes. She got in my bed. She said, let's just stay here. And I wanted to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
But also I would have been fine staying there if I wasn't scared. And I was scared that she got in my bed. She wants to have sex with me. I don't want to have sex with her.
Oh,
and I know girls feel this way, but I always feel that pressure. I have to have sex with you or girls will think not good enough or pretty.
Yeah.
Mine is I'm not cool. You're going to think I'm a loser.
Right. Again, the messaging, it's all off.
So let's go to Vegas. And the whole drive, all I'm thinking about is I'm not going to be able to.
Oh my God.
Because also condoms are difficult to be in.
Sorry, just to go back a little bit. Was she, when you said you like didn't really sync up with her, like was she hard to talk to?
I'd like to answer
Or did you guys
this.
kind of just like miss each other a little? Connection wise?
I really like talking to you, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's other reasons, but at least it's just easy to do it.
Yeah. 100%.
Right?
Right.
I don't know if that's because of you or because of the chemistry or both, but
Sure.
you know, everyone speaks their languages.
Yeah.
It wasn't weird, bad. It just there wasn't a pocket. There was no just like, which also could have been me being a little nervous.
Right.
It just wasn't.
Right.
But then something happened that was subtle. I, at the time, was driving a Civic.
Okay.
And she's probably never been in a Civic.
It says a lot. I mean, just that tiny detail
Right.
says a lot about who she is. Yeah.
And I'm not projecting this as an insecurity. I got really good at when I know something, knowing based on someone's response. I've just studied it so much. So it was very subtle, but I'm not wrong.
Sure.
She said, "Oh, is this your car?"
Oh, I mean.
What she would argue, she said, because I had a conversation with her about this a little bit later when I felt comfortable and like.
How long did you guys date?
We didn't date.
Oh.
But we hooked up a couple of times and then we didn't for a bit and then we did again.
Okay.
She would say, "No, I was just wondering if that was your car," because we were walking to it. Because we're on the street. That's not what happened. And I clocked that. And I never forgot it.
Oh, that would eat me up. I think someone shaming you about your car or making you that is like, I don't know why that just it feels so much bigger than it actually is. But I would also take that and extrapolate it to mean other things.
Well, it's a choice.
It is, yeah.
That's
well,
an
also,
instinct of hers.
Yeah, and it's also like cars are so expensive. Even the cheap ones are expensive, and it's like for that to matter to someone, it just says it's just a lot. I'm not even shaming her. It's just like, again, it's just. Yeah, it speaks volumes. Also,
not that it makes it better, but the intention behind it, if I were to give the benefit of the doubt, yeah, I think it is better. I really wasn't meaning that like she's materialistic. I mean, it just shows where she is and where you are. Like, period. Oh, I mean, it is materialistic. Yeah, it is. But is she, I had different expectations. I thought he had more money. Versus, ew, what are you doing? The latter is more like consciously judging a person and being a bully. The former is just, you're kind of like you don't realize how you're being, like you're just, you live in a bubble. Yeah, you might not even be aware of your own biases. Which I would argue was that one. Because other than that, she was pretty nice. Yeah, sure. I never forgot it. Yeah, that would eat me alive. And we get to the lobby, and it's actually a funny joke thing, and maybe I want to talk about this because it's a good way into this thing, but I just don't want to do the whole thing. That's okay. I'm going to move this slightly closer. Okay. But basically, I was in the lobby. Okay. I was in the lobby, and I was aware that I was not erect in the lobby. This is lobby of the hotel. The hotel in Vegas. 3-something in the morning. Okay. And I'm soft. You just drove in the middle of the night. It's psychotic. Anyways, go on. I'm soft in the lobby. So great. That would be a great book title. Soft in the lobby. What would that book be? Would that book be... Soft in the Lobby is just like a great memoir. Like if you do a collection of essays. Yeah. That's a great... That would be a great... I don't know who would be interested in that. But if I were to write something, that would be... Like stories like this that are like kind of bits. A collection of essays that don't have to be all written by me. It could be a collection of, funny, smart written, but very real examples of things that the theme of it, like the intention behind this book, the motif is destigmatizing sexual 100%. Anxieties and fears. I would read that in a heartbeat. What a great idea. Yeah, we should do it. It's a great idea. Right? You should do it. I didn't mean to take it. I just said soft in the lobby. Well, I'll have you send me some of your I'll send you a sample. Yeah. And soft in the lobby. At least a special thanks. Okay. Oh, thank you. No, that's great. Thank you. I know. Well, thank you for thanking me. You're welcome. It could have been. Also, yeah. I just had a thought, but I was like, I don't want to embarrass you on your podcast. Go ahead. I'll bleep it. Okay. This is such a non sequitur. This couldn't be less on topic. Do you not want me to go there? Go for it. Okay. Why is it going to embarrass me? Well, just because I was thinking about it because we were just saying that like, if I ever wrote something, I'm like, you like, if you don't get nominated for a fucking Emmy for your performance, like, are people saying that to you? I really hope people are saying that because I am like, now that I've been through the Ted Lasso thing and I went to the Emmys for the first time, I'm very like plugged into kind of not in a Hollywood way. I feel like I am more attuned to the whole award circuit because now I've kind of been through it. And so, and I'm also... Do you have yours? I do, yeah. Do you have it? Not with me. I didn't bring it. I should have asked you to bring it. Oh my God. It's so heavy. It would have been so great if we were hiding until now. Really? It's heavy and it's sharp. The wings are so dangerous. So it feels hardy though, like a real award. It's a weapon, 100%. Hey, they just give you literally and metaphorically. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Anyways, you're an Emmy winner. No, but I, as an Emmy winner, telling you, I would as an Emmy winner, I would be. It's the name of your book. Truly shocked if you guys like. I mean, I think you're gonna get nominated for like everything. Are your people telling you that?
I know this is probably not pod talk, but
are
people saying that like it's happening? Because I know
that Amazon is very behind it for
award consideration.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't know what that means to.
I just went into like your publicist mode, but I just am like I feel so strongly about that show. Like
thank you so much.
And there's just so many shows, so that's why I think it also makes it more fun because it's not like there's 5 hit shows right now. It's like it's such a big deal to have a good show.
Yes.
And so I feel very passionate about like, I don't know. I feel like I just really hope you guys win everything.
What category would it be in? Because do you know that this is the first year that...
You'll get nominated for Best Actor.
No. I'm saying what category is our show in? Comedy or drama?
Oh, fuck.
Because half hours were always by default comedy/dramedies. This is the first year where you're allowed to choose where you submit. And a lot of half-hour comedies aren't... Like, our show has definitely laughs in it, but so does Game of Thrones.
I think it needs to be in drama.
But then we're up against Succession. And those shows.
They've already had... First of all, the 3rd season was, like, fine. Okay.
You know what? The way you said that, I understand why you said it that way. It's almost like you're going to be ridiculed. It was very good.
Oh, it was... I mean, it's great.
It's
fine. You know? And also, they've already had their glory. You're like...
Oh, really? So you're not going to be nominated again?
I think we'll be nominated.
But you don't think you'll win again?
We may. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really am like, I just feel very behind your show.
Thank you.
It's like so special. Anyways.
It would be amazing. I mean, to be nominated for an Emmy would be fucking nuts.
I think you're going to be nominated.
Question for you.
I'd actually be shocked if you weren't.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Throw a fit if it doesn't happen.
I'll be so fucking mad.
But also during the FYC days for your consideration, like...
When does that start?
I don't know, May or June?
Okay, so we got a minute.
But maybe like say stuff to like make sure people vote.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting that on you. But if I were to win an award, I've daydreamed about late night and award acceptance speeches, the bits I would want to do. And one of the things that I clocked when I booked the show, if it ever gets to that, is this is a serious show, even if it's billed as a comedy.
Yeah, but you are funny in it.
Am I disrespectful to the project if I do XYZ, these certain bits?
No.
If I'm tripping up the stairs and doing ridiculous pratfalls, are they going to think I'm making fun of autism?
Okay, well, that I can't answer.
You know?
I actually don't know.
Yeah. So that's what I'm getting at. Like, there are bits that...
I think it is sensitive, yeah.
I want to...
But it doesn't mean you can't, like, verbally be funny in your speech.
Yeah, but I want to do the bits. I have one that I want to...
I think the bits are fine for late night. I don't think there's enough time to do a bit when it's an award show.
But then you get to play with the structure of the award show.
Can I tell you? I saw a couple of speeches that were a little, like, bit-ish. I didn't like it.
Yeah, you know what? You
don't need it.
You know what a little bit-ish is? A little bit-ish is going into the kitchen, doing the bathroom, doing a little bit, and then abandoning.
Right.
I'm not talking a little bit.
It's peeing without flushing.
No.
Yeah.
It's pooping without flushing.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Why did you do that little bit? What is this?
No, peeing. It's like peeing without flushing.
Okay.
I win.
Feels so good to laugh, doesn't it?
It feels amazing.
Yeah, I think I'm not laughing as much, and I've been noticing when I laugh how fucking good it feels.
Oh, love it.
But
we've had some good ones.
Yeah.
We've had some good times.
I do think part of what makes it easy to talk is laughter is the real being hard and wet. You know what I mean? Like, oh, she's all right.
Sister.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I get hard off of laughs. And I take that back. Indirectly, laughs feel like acceptance and connection.
Yeah.
And acceptance and connection
are the thing that
gets
will,
me.
Yeah. I get it.
Eye contact. Sometimes when I give compliments and I'm being sincere, even if it's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but locking eyes like this, and I'll start to cry. It's not even. I don't feel like I'm crying.
Actor. Yeah.
But like when you're connected and present, and the only way to be present is to be accepting and okay with what you are and feel that way. And that's why connection is, that's why my penis is a good guy, because it forces a connection. Otherwise, it's not going to work. But wait, what were we talking about? Oh, so if we're in something and I win as a comedy, I think I would feel less okay with doing a bit than the drama.
I get what you mean.
I still want to explain it for people. Because when you're doing a let's say here's jokes and here's sincere on the other end.
Yeah.
When you're doing a comedy, you're closer to the joke end, so the journey is not as far. It's not as big of a left turn because he's a comedian doing something funny. But if you're, for example, if a comedian goes on stage and does a bit, it better be funny. When a musician does a bit between songs and they're not expecting it, whoa, look at what he did.
They barely say anything
Yeah.
funny and everyone like erupts with laughter
Yeah.
because they're not expecting it.
That's why it would be great to do a special. If you are a musician and you want to do a special, you open with a song and then you're in between is the hour. And then people are like,
100%.
whoa. But if I were at a drama and people won't know me as a comedian because most people don't know me. And if they do, it's just from this thing. The people that know me are on board already.
Right.
People that don't, he's a dramatic actor.
I think also it's as simple as people also love seeing you not be your character because then it's like, oh, wow, he is such a good
My publicist
actor.
said that to me.
It's so true.
You want to differentiate yourself as much as you can.
Oh my God, it's the most exciting thing is when you're like, whoa.
What's
they're
exciting
not
about that? Oh, you're saying the discovery.
The discovery,
Right.
like just anytime if a celebrity's on a talk show and you're like, oh my God, they don't sound like that
Yeah,
character.
like
They
when you
don't
hear
look like that
Christian Bale
character. Absolutely.
Speak British when you thought he was Batman.
Yes, it's so Or like Julia Garner when I just saw that clip of her doing the Anna Delvey voice on Seth Meyers. I don't know what it was, but anyways, it was just like really exciting because I'm such a fan of her on Ozark, and she has that like thick Southern accent, and she's like, not only has she dropped the accent, she looks totally different. She's doing a different accent. I was like, I am so on board with this person.
There's a real strategy to that stuff. Like styling yourself differently, like trying to make sure you don't, like my character, I wore my real glasses and I thought about it and I was okay with it. Knowing what I know now, maybe I wouldn't have, but it's not that big of a deal. But like when you see, oh yeah, he's just like him. It's like, you don't want people to think that. Right.
It's so interesting. I don't think I've ever like actually said that out loud, but it is so true. I've never really thought about it till now.
It's why it's so important if you're able to curate the jobs you have, to take jobs where the characters that you're doing, at least two of them are very far apart. Because if you could do this and this, the assumption is the range. Even though maybe really, unless you're Daniel Day, you could tap into, if you're a great actor, one, yourself. And then if you're a really great / character actor, not character you have to do a whole bunch. But like, Leonardo DiCaprio is always Leonardo DiCaprio. He's just really good at it.
Yeah.
So if you could just do two things,
that's true.
Then you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
When Steve Carell or Jim Carrey or Will Ferrell does a serious role, which is probably just more who they're really like,
right.
And one serious thing, you're like, look at the range. No, I can do two things.
I'm never impressed by that stuff. I never feel that impressed when a comedian does drama. I like when I'm, for you, for example, when the reason I just think your character has a lot of nuance, and that's what I'm drawn to. I like that it's like, yes, you can do drama and that's great. It's you nail it, but it's more that like you feel like a real person. I'm like drawn to that. I'm like, oh, that just feels like who that person is, and I'm not even thinking that's Rick Glassman playing them. That's the stuff that interests me, but I don't have like when like Will Ferrell or Steve Carell, specifically Steve Carell, because I feel like he really is trying to like do drama. I am never excited by this person who's fucking hilarious going to the other side. I'm like, I see why they think they need to do it, but it feels like them and their team are having a discussion about it, and you can feel it coming out of the television. I'm like, I just want to see you like say I love Lamp. That's who I want.
So are you saying that by doing the drama, it's cannibalizing the funny stuff and you're upset by that?
It makes me like not, I am forming these opinions in real time. So whatever I say, it's not like I've been like sitting on this and it's really just coming up fresh. I think that I don't like how impressed they seem with themselves, because I think comedy is really hard to pull off. And I think that like if you're like an amazing comedic actor and you've like done really cool comedic roles, there is no part of me that's like, yeah, but you're not a real actor. It's like thinking drama makes you a real actor is so fucking lame. I get that sense a little bit from like Steve Carell. I'm not to throw shade. I think he's he's truly so talented. I just feel like he's trying to do a thing.
Okay,
and when I
devil's advocate.
sense that, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's tapping into something that I feel about myself. That's probably what's going on, but who knows?
The devil's advocate I want to play is, what's wrong with wanting to curate your brand? Like, let's say, so are you doing this on purpose?
If that's what he's doing.
If there was an interview.
It's a brand thing. I think he wants to be taken seriously.
That's branding.
Okay.
Like I want people to be able to look at me and think serious.
Yeah.
So let's say he's here and we say, Steve, why do you want to do these things? And he says, listen, I love comedies. I'm going to keep doing comedies. I always want to do comedies, but I've done it so much. I wanted a challenge. I also, I think it would be cool if people looked at me and didn't just think comedy. You know, like I'm more multifaceted and I love doing different kinds of things.
Right.
But I'm not going to lie. There is something cool about winning an award for a drama. Like I've always wanted to do that.
I guess I'm not sensing that sort of like awareness around it. Although I'm sure that is what's going on.
So you're judging the lack of awareness, not the thing.
It feels more transparent to me for some reason with him. And I can't explain what it is. I just think... And maybe it's also because I feel like he's doing so much drama, like he's done a lot.
Right.
And I think it'd be different if it were like a couple of like cool specific roles and things, but it just feels like he's really trying to like nail down the drama side in this very like overt way. And I personally just think he's so funny.
Right.
And I think you know what it is? Take him out of it. In general, it's not that people can't do both comedy and drama. They 100% can. And should, if that's what they want. I think it's that I don't like this notion that like comedy isn't enough.
I don't think. Right. I understand what you're saying.
Okay. Again, they're coming up fresh.
But this idea that comedy isn't enough, which is something that I bet you've experienced, that all of our comedian friends have experienced.
Yeah.
Because even within just the comedy circuit, lifestyle, career, whatever it is, platform, there's levels. You're being ranked the top 10 comedians to watch. You know, you make Montreal, only 20 people make it.
Yeah.
Being passed at the Comedy Store, going on the road with this person, getting onto this podcast, whatever it is, there's like a path that we've made up that exists that a lot of people subscribe to.
Oh, I just had a new thought. Okay, keep
Go
going.
ahead, I'll remember.
No, I think it's okay. My opinion is starting to crystallize a little bit more now that we're talking about it. I think it's also this idea, it probably stems back to like the Oscars or whatever, where it's like comedies aren't nominated that much or hardly at all. I don't like this notion that drama is superior, that it's harder to do drama. I don't think that's true.
Right.
I was just in a movie that is very dramatic, very few moments.
What's the movie?
It hasn't come out yet. It's an indie movie called Beneath the Fold. And my character is...
That's like another good name for a vagina.
It does. I don't know. It was a lot of drama, and I like tried to bring comedy to it because I think that the more dynamic, again, going back to your character is very dynamic. It's like serious, but also funny. And it's like, well, that's like a well-rounded person. Like people who are always dramatic all the time. It's like, that's actually not what drama looks like. Like drama is levels.
We also need to be funny as human beings, you and me, comedians.
Yes. I think it makes it more interesting.
So it just happens to work out that there's value to that.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest thing, there was a couple of specific challenges.
I started to make a point, and I don't know what my point was. Anyways.
Oscars don't take the comedians.
Oh, okay, yeah,
seriously.
that's right. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the superiority complex that comes with drama.
When by design people don't take jokes seriously, right? I mean that benefits the joke.
Right. Sure.
So you're watching something that you're not taking seriously. Even though that makes you laugh more, that's the intention of the format.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening, right? So when you're not taking something seriously, there's a certain investing that you don't really do.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's not a blanketed statement, but I don't think that's what ED is, and I don't want you to make that a blanketed statement. But I do think that usually you don't cry in comedies. The best ones, shout out to Bill Lawrence, by the way, if you can. I say that I do think he's very good at it, but also like his conscious math is always wanting that. He's been doing that since he was a little tight boy.
Right.
That's great. It's more dynamic. In dramas, you want laughs. In comedies, you want tears.
Yeah.
The Office does it so fantastically. But that's why when you see Steve Carell in The Office, who's being so funny, you see a ridiculous, broad, big, also well-rounded, believable character that is dynamic.
Definitely.
Most comedies don't have that. It's harder to do that. And there's only so much time.
That's right.
However, some do. Usually it's television shows because they need to do something in a certain amount of time. And TV shows are nominated in these awards.
That's right.
Movies, you're up against laughter or crying. And when you cry, there's a different kind of connection, right? Like I could laugh at you. I have friend, Bobby Lee, who I've known for years and laughed with a ton. And I've said this to him, I've never met you. I don't know you. And that's maybe our choice, his choice, whatever it is.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I'm sure a lot of people feel that way about me because when most of their interactions with me are while I'm out and I'm on and it's just like, I don't know who Rick is, even if I made him laugh. Have one conversation where you reveal an insecurity or a vulnerable moment. You feel like you know this person. You're invested differently.
Yeah.
So I think it's the psychology behind emotion more than it is ceremony behind what's harder or better.
Right.
Comedy, if you're looking at a basketball metaphor, is they're getting the rebounds, they're taking the charges, they're getting on the floor, they're doing God's work. They're doing what's needed to be done, and it's not glorified. Because I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. Even when you look at the arts in school districts and everything, and they minimize, and arts aren't important because it's not crying, vulnerability, money, it's not life, it's not necessary. But where do we turn when we need it?
I know.
So I'm okay. Comedy is the Batman of the superhero universe. It's what the world needs, not what they think they want.
That's right.
And if you're doing it for an award, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
100%.
So now how do you feel about Steve Carell?
Sassy sip.
I really like this. People don't take comedy seriously. What do you think that makes you feel about you? And have you tried to curate a more serious image in your life?
Oh, it's interesting.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have I tried it? No, but I think I am pretty serious just by nature. I don't think I'm like super fun or anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think you're funny?
Yes, but I don't think I'm fun.
Are you okay with feeling that way?
Not necessarily, but I think it's just kind of the truth. I've like never been that fun.
What does you not being fun look like to someone else?
Like I didn't really like just all the classic definitions of fun. I don't check any of those boxes. Well, like I was never like even in college, I didn't like drink a lot. I had a boyfriend. Like I wasn't like doing college right, quote unquote.
Quote right unquote.
Quote right unquote. Yeah, and then like just as an adult, it's just like I like being home. I get really excited when plans are canceled. Like I always want to like just leave things early. I'm just like a little lame. Like my best friends call me lame-o jamo. I'm like lame. I'm a little lame.
Well, first of all, I don't like the way your friends talk to you. Even if they're joking, it's reinforcing a negative self-worth.
I mean, I don't deny it when they say it.
And that's the problem.
Okay, well.
Your definition of fun is just wrong.
Okay, good.
I didn't drink in high school.
Okay.
I had girlfriends.
Yeah.
I don't like leaving the house at all. I like to leave early. I think I'm so much fun.
What? Okay, so maybe I'm fun. Wait,
I think
maybe
you're
by
fun.
your standard, but why am I fun?
Because I laugh when I'm with you.
Oh.
What else is,
that's
what other
true.
definition is there?
No, you're right. Yeah, that's nice to hear. I've always just thought I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm really serious and I just like to like work and go to bed.
You know what I think you're confusing with not being fun?
What?
Is you maybe don't like to drive the social thing.
That's true.
You know,
occasionally, but yeah, no.
Yeah, like, did you watch?
Because I'm really lone. I'm like, my default is lone. It's weird because I'm an only child. I tried to unpack this. I was like, when you're an only child, are you an only child?
No.
Okay. When you're an only child, you have like this like polarity happening where
the way you did that, I have a Glassman boppers, the goblins know we do a thing when we're trying to connect with people. You say their name, then you ask if that is their name, and then when it is, you assert it. I did it with you earlier, Jamie. You just did it with,
but with being an only child.
Yeah, and it was just felt like I just want to acknowledge that was very. You're so fun.
Oh my God. Does that act? Now I'm fun. I feel like that I passed the fun test just with that.
I was just being patronizing in that moment because I don't want you to think I'm lying. I think you're very fun.
Oh, thanks.
But that wasn't the reason.
Okay.
I just wanted to get a few comments where they say Rick keeps interrupting. So that was what that was for.
Okay.
Only child.
Oh yeah. I'm an only child. And in my experience being an only child, there's like this polarity happening where you want to be alone, but you're also lonely. Mm-hmm. So there's like, it's like, yeah, I like really crave like social interaction. I don't do well. Like when we were obviously in lockdown, that's like an extreme example. But even just like when I'm working on Zoom and like for Ted Lasso, we weren't back in the office. I was just like, I kind of go crazy. But then the second I'm around, I get very depleted very quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like a weird. Actually, but this podcast I will say it goes against that because I don't feel depleted, and this has been a lot of talking.
It has, and you were just talking
and
for
I was
4
just
hours
talking
at work.
and I'm still not. I mean the coffee definitely helps, but like, yeah, I don't feel depleted.
But
I'm thrilled. I don't have plans after this.
Yeah,
that is a great feeling.
I don't set podcasts back to back for that reason.
Oh, 100%.
A lot of people do that.
I know.
I gave it. I
no, you did it. You did it.
I feel that way with shows.
You have to recharge. Absolutely.
Doing 2 long shows in a night.
Oh my God. I just headlined for the first time since before the pandemic in DC. I did the DC Improv and
one of my favorite. I've played maybe 20 clubs in the country, not that many. That's
obsessed.
Yeah.
Such a fun weekend. But the 2 shows back to back for 2 nights, I was like, but I just did the show and they had a great time. And now I'm responsible for another group. I'm supposed to give them that. Like I did the thing and I have to do this again tomorrow night. Like it was such an adjustment. Of course it was like great venue. So it ended up being really fun. But I had those sort of feelings of like, I want to go now and I can't leave. I have to deliver on this. I have to do these shows.
I am just now for the first time in many years, not even preparing, like deciding I think I'm going to now look for dates to do stuff.
Same, just started.
And I have to see how this stuff works and what my draw is going to be from the podcast and blah, blah, blah. But I want to either not do a second show and take a little less money.
Seriously, I would love that.
Or here are my conditions. I don't know if it's cheaper ticket price or literally billing it as the second bad version of it, whatever it is, the second show that's not as good.
That's so
you know what
funny.
I mean? Like something where it's like I'm not going to give it all.
You need to know that I did another one before this. You need to know you weren't the first.
Yes.
You need to know.
It's going to be. It still might be good.
Because they don't know. The mystique is it's there for them. They're just like, we'll go to the Late Show. What's the big deal? It's like you don't understand. I did this whole thing.
You should have been there.
Some. You should have been there. You missed out.
But as a consolation, here's the 10 o'clock show.
Yeah, here's a third of what I gave 2 hours ago.
Legitimately a third.
A third.
Yeah. And I'm not going to do the stuff that I have to do tomorrow because I already did it and I want to keep it a little fresh. So I'm not going to do the big energy ones.
Right.
Or like the great ones that I want to stay.
I'll change it up. I won't do the same set back to back because I just can't.
So you have to do 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, but then I end up sort of recycling old stuff, and then I'm like, I'm a fucking fraud. I shouldn't have done that. Like,
that's why you got to call it the lesser hour.
I know, the lesser hour.
But that's what I want to do. And like when I do tickets, guys, thank you so much for dinner this weekend. I'll be there. Like, I'm excited to do one of those things. I'm going to say, if you come to the second show, it's going to be fun. I'm going to be there. It's not going to be as good as the first show. I'm going to try stuff that I haven't wanted to do before. I'm not going to commit to everything. I'm going to be tired and a little annoyed, but I'm grateful. And if it's the only time, but really it's not going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wish there was a little more honesty around that. And then sometimes, though, you get those second wins because you're kind of like delirious and tired from the first show. So then the second show actually ends up being better sometimes because you kind of tell yourself it's not going to be, and then you like outdo your own expectations.
Well, great. No one's going to get mad.
Right. That's just a bonus. That's a bonus.
Eleanor Roosevelt. Also, I want to acknowledge when you did this before and we went past, it was very good. Make sure you put some electricity on those fingers. Under promise, over deliver. I learned that when I was a real estate agent.
You were a real estate agent?
Oh, yeah. In Cleveland. My arms are tired. were. And under promise, over deliver. Just let them discover the great stuff.
So true.
Yeah. But the second podcast, yeah.
I also, do you drink at all?
I'm not sober.
Yeah.
Every now and then, maybe I'll have like a half a Patron with a splash of water.
Okay. I don't really drink that much, but I do drink before going on stage, and I only a very specific drink.
Always before you go on stage?
Not always. If I'm headlining.
So it's your spinach. It's like you need it. You need it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a short set, I usually have like a little bit of coffee or something. But if I'm headlining, I will drink a sugar-free Red Bull vodka, and it is such trash for you, and you feel it the next day. It's like the worst hangover. I don't know, but there's something in me where I'm like, it's the perfect combo because it's like it chills you out with the alcohol, like truly a depressant, but then you're also up with the Red Bull, so it's kind of this like amazing.
You should try tequila instead then, because tequila's an upper.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's specifically the high and sort of that like laser focus of the Red Bull.
Yeah, you found your cocktail.
I noticed myself like I'm pronouncing words more accurately. Like it's kind of like superhuman strength, but then I also feel so fucking shitty. So it's kind of this catch-22 where I'm like, well, this is the thing that helps me perform well, but also it makes me feel so bad.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
I'm no judgment. That thing is a problem. I equate to that. I relate to that where not always, I guess it would be equivalent, like you said, some sets it's a coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
But there are times I love getting high, right? And I like to get high before a set because I want to get high before a set. But there are some times where if I want to get high because I don't feel funny. Almost like I can't do this without the weed.
Oh my God, I wish I had that reaction to weed. I wish it made me feel funny. Anyway, go on.
When I feel that way, I usually don't take it because I feel really dirty. I feel like I'm dependent on it.
Oh.
And I don't feel dirty because I'm dependent as a human being.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want to need weed to go on stage.
Yeah.
And because when I'm in those moments, I don't take the weed, I could make myself believe truthfully that I don't need it. It's almost saying, it's almost like preventing future shame.
Yeah.
But sometimes I want to, and then I do have the weed. And I feel like I don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling. You know, incidentally, I am a prop comic now. I use puppets and mustaches and just a whole bunch of shit. I think at least at first, ironically, and now I'm just a prop comic.
That's fine.
But
we need more of them.
I agree. But
it's fun.
But the idea of like, what if I'm out of town and the set comes up and I didn't bring my puppet? I don't want to rely on the puppet, and I don't.
Right.
But like, it's a fine line. But then it's like, then you're limiting yourself from relying on stuff, and I think that's a bad. Like, why can't I?
Yeah.
So I go back and forth with that a lot.
Yeah. I feel that very, very much.
Like,
I was going to say very hard, but then I was like, we've had a whole...
Sure.
Hard has really taken on a lot of different meanings.
For the subject matter, for most of this stuff, for what this podcast is, there's a lot of stuff that I don't think I've articulated even to myself that we've gotten into.
I feel the same way.
I think that's really cool.
It is cool. I think people also are like, I think people are into comedy right now. Like they're more into it than maybe they used to be, like especially with podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think you just get to know people in a way, like you become familiar with comedians in a way that you couldn't be before.
That's why I think actually, to piggyback off your statement, maybe people are more into comedians than ever before.
Yes.
Comedy, sure, but like...
That's what I meant. I meant comedians.
Yeah.
I meant comedians doing comedy, like all of it, like following stand-up and the process and just being into the comedian themselves. Like, I think,
That's a really simplified, like, you know...
It's like the new...
Comedians doing comedy.
Yeah.
Like that's a good show.
Comedians doing comedy.
What you hate is comedians doing drama.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Arms crossed. People say signifies being closed off. I just want my arms here.
I also just want my arms here.
Yeah, it's like an armrest higher up.
Yeah, and I'm also I run cold, so it's not like super cold in here.
Do you want a blanket?
No. But it's just like I'm just kind of always, like whether I'm inside or outside, I'm always kind of cold. So I actually have like sometimes I have my hands like straight up in my armpits.
Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Yeah. It's really comfortable. It's so warm under there.
Well, that's how it is with your feet. It doesn't mean they're dirty,
it's
but
my body. It's mittens. It's built. I have mittens in my armpits.
that would be a trend of an outfit that would
Mitt
work.
pits. I have mitt pits.
And you could literally put your hands in a thing so it keeps them there. Ugh. Mitt pits.
Yeah.
And also something
this
about
is why we need to bring back Skymall. It's really sad that it went away. It was great. That would have been in there.
Yeah. Skymall was like the B version of Shark Tank.
That's right.
Like you want to get in Skymall.
Right. It was Skymall. It was Shark Tank.
I wonder if Shark Tank
on pages
is why they stopped around the same time.
This is a fun conspiracy theory.
That Shark Tank, the people that do Shark Tank, they were the owners of Skymall, and they were just absorbing the competition before it was any.
Ooh. I mean, yeah. Why would Skymall go away? Like, people were definitely buying things out of there.
Aaron Fosterbin, Mark Cuban, productions of Shark Tank. The millennium to changes is because it was a competitive with more another story about it. Brings us young. Yeah, Shark Tank. Because of Shark Tank.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I definitely want to end this podcast in an argument. You're right. I made it up. I just read some stuff and that's not what it was. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Wait, really?
Yes.
No.
Okay. You know,
Stop.
you let people.
Are you joking?
It's what do you want?
What? Just because you're clapping.
Tank. That's another thing. Like there's moves that you do to let people know. It's basically putting your foot down without having to actually literally do it.
Oh my God. Well.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, but showing your palms, what that does is let them know that you have nothing left. Whether it's, I'm not sorry.
I'm out.
It's nothing I could do. I'm out. Look at.
How also turning? Lying. I don't.
That's just showing even more.
Yeah.
Look at, there's nothing,
This is jazz anger. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm out.
Well, I'm going to let you go. Okay. You got dogs.
I
do have to get to something that I hadn't gotten to yet. And you could leave during this because I'm talking to them, or I'll be 30 seconds.
Okay, we have 30. I have 30 seconds.
Guys, and that's all you need.
Yeah. Okay.
And all you need is 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. All right. But also, if you're touching a vagina that wants to be touched and it isn't wet, as I drink water. Ask her what gets her off. It's okay to ask questions. Look at Google's built a living off of it. Mm-hmm. You ask questions. See, answers, I say this all the time, but answers aren't hard. You know what's hard? Questions. And you know what else is hard? Penises once you get your answers. If you have a question, don't be scared about asking it.
You know what else is hard? The insert that goes in the bombas.
It keeps the structure. A writer like yourself should know that.
Have we talked about this?
It does look like a penis, the way you're holding it.
This is like what keeps the socks in their proper form.
Yeah, look at how they're packaged. You see them lined up like that?
So many quotes. Yeah. Oh, those are, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, ask the girl, say, do your moves, do what you think, touch, and by the way, you don't go right to the clitoris. You warm up, you got to turn the oven on real quick. You get them hot, but then relax, take your time.
Oh, yeah.
You're not touching a vagina. Here's the problem. We are, as little tight boys, are taught to touch vaginas, to find the clit, to do the move, to do the alphabet in cursive, to hit the G spot.
Yeah.
You know what you're really doing? You're saying, I'm here. I'm here and I'm happy. If you can be here's where being selfish sexually is a good thing. If you're going down there to do the move and to get her to climax and all these things, you're setting yourself up for, at best, doing whatever you were supposed to, okay? Be down there, have a good time. Make yourself at home. Really.
Yeah.
Bring yourself to it.
Absolutely.
Have a little smell, have a little taste, do a little touch. It doesn't all have to be there. There's other places involved. Look around. Introduce yourself. Don't go into the house. If I'm a professional chef, and I am, I don't go into people's houses when they hire me and go right to their kitchen. Mm-hmm. How you doing? You have a beautiful home. Let me touch your leg, suck my cock, eat my ass. Let me have a good time. And then we'll take a look at the meat.
Yeah. Glad I stayed.
So go down there and go down there for you.
Yeah.
Go down there because you want to.
Do it for you.
And she doesn't want you to do her any favors. Listen,
No.
there's exceptions sometimes, but really she wants you to want to be. I don't want to ask you to do the laundry. I want you to know to do it.
I want you to want to do it.
Yeah, it's like in the breakup. She's like, it's not about doing this. I want you to want it. And guys are like,
Yeah.
You're going too fast. And here's another thing. And you could leave or you could stay for this. I'm going to go for a while.
Are you?
Well, I just have some thoughts.
Okay, I
when
might
the
go.
girl says,
Okay.
yeah, keep doing that, she doesn't mean go harder. She means keep doing what you're doing. All right? And sure, it's the motion in the ocean is how you use it. But to pretend that dick size doesn't matter is lying to us all. Just looking at a big, meaty, veiny cock gets me going.
Sure.
I want to see a big, rock hard, fucking I could get 2 hands on that thing. This episode is sponsored by As You See It with Amazon Prime.
At gym class.
I want to climb a rope, and you know what? I don't mind if my hands get a little burned while I do it. I want to get
Burns
to
the
top.
best part, baby.
So in conclusion, you go down there, you get her pussy, you smell her ass, you touch herself, you touch wherever you want. You touch yourself while you're doing it. Let her know that you're having a good time.
Sure.
Anyway, me ending my episode with Barack. Thank you so much, Barack Stallion. He's an actor. Oh, you know what? Edit all this out. I think the edible kicked in a little late. No, I'm just fucking going. Well, this is fun.
This has been fun.
You got to come back.
I would love to. Have me over.
Yeah.
Let's hang.
I'm sorry if I was talking too much.
You really didn't. It's your podcast, first of all. Second of all, it's a conversation. Second of all,
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Well, do you have
trying to
any-
match your edible energy. I'm like,
Do you have any dates that you know of for March?
yeah, I'm gonna be. Well, I don't know when this comes out.
My guess is second week of, what is it, the 14th?
Oh shit. Then yeah.
Why? Where are you going to be?
I'm going to be at Caroline's on Broadway. I'm just doing one show in New York on March 9th. I'm headlining.
You're going there for one show. That's great.
Yeah, I'm going for one show. Yeah.
That's why you're going?
Kind of. I mean, I was already going to be there, but the main reason is for that show.
And what's the date?
March 9th.
Will you send me a little footage? And hey, I wonder how it went. You could find out now.
Don't. You know what? Maybe I'm doing something on purpose. Maybe I'm setting up a fucking situation and you're not helping me. I get the comedy you're doing, but turn the music off and let me do what I'm fucking doing.
Rick, I have a question.
Yeah. I'm being serious. Do me a favor. Turn the music off.
Okay, all right, then I forget it.
Okay, I'm doing a snap. We're back, but I only clap because it hurts my fingers. I don't know what I'm coming back from, so I'm just... That I missed. And we're back.
That was great footage that you sent. Thank you for coming over.
Thank you for liking my footage.
Yeah. That sounds like an innuendo a little bit.
Footage is a funny, it's a funny word for a dick.
Yeah.
Found footage.
Yeah. Raw footage.
Raw footage.
Big veiny footage.
No.
Regular size veiny footage.
Oh my, so why does it have to be so veiny?
I had this conversation with Tom, who does the animation on our podcast. And sometimes veins are funnier, not because they're veins, but it's more specific. Like in Ren and Stimpy, when they would do a close up and it looked more realistic.
No, you're right. Veins are kind of funny.
Also, they show virility and strength and circulation.
Right. So it's like kind of funny to see a vein. Like with Ren and Stimpy, it was funny because it's a cat and a dog. Like they don't need to be veiny.
Yes.
But they wanted to like look rock hard. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
A vein is the confidence of the penis.
Yeah.
Wow,
Right.
look how confident he is.
Yeah, I have a huge vein in my forehead and I fucking hate it. I wish I could like laser it away.
Oh, I
Because
see
when
it
I
now.
smile, it's like so it makes my skin look like paper thin.
Oh, which is tough when you're a female comedian. You have to have a real thick skin.
That's right. It's so annoying. I'm like, why? And it's like right in the middle of my face. It's like, could the placement be any more annoying? Anyway,
I'm so sorry you have to deal with that.
Thank you.
That would be tough.
I really appreciate you understanding my struggle.
Yeah, if I had that, I would just be
Fucking
dry
kill
all
yourself.
the time. Yeah, just dry. All right. Well, this podcast ended 9 minutes ago, but either this is Patreon footage or you guys got some
Something.
extra.
Yeah, we get a little bonus.
All right.
Bonus round.
Theme song. Oh, that's the only date. Social. I'll put all your social.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything up.
You can follow me on Instagram at reallyjamielee and on Twitter at @thejamielee.
Also, I want to say I don't want this to sound patronizing in any means because this is very organic and something that we weren't talking about stand-up much. I want to acknowledge. I can talk to you or to them. Jamie is you're a top tier comedian. I know that sounds so condescending,
nice.
maybe.
No,
You're
that's so lovely.
So funny.
Oh, thank you.
And I always knew you were funny because I don't even remember. I just felt you were funny. But I do know the moment where I realized, oh my gosh. And I don't even remember the set. I was at the Improv. I was with my buddy John DeWalt, put up some thumbnails.
Oh.
And it was like, we're laughing so much like we looked at each other like, oh, like you were killing main room.
Wow.
Eyes watering, by the way. This happens.
Oh, Rick, that's
so
nice.
funny. And John said to me, said, do you know John?
No.
Maybe you would if you saw him.
Okay.
He wrote on Undateable and he used to do stand-up.
The
he
name
and his
sounds
wife.
super familiar.
But if you haven't seen, and I don't know how many people know, the guests and stuff, if I had to vouch, honestly, if I had to vouch for 10 comedian friends in LA, you would be maybe, I don't know if you make the cut, but 50, no,
50,
you would be in
there.
top. If somebody said, who should you see? You're on the very, very short list.
That's really
blown
nice.
away.
Thank you.
So go check her out. I think it was about 5 days ago. Here, we'll cut to another clip.
Shit pissed me off. Let me do my fucking act.
Maybe that was a rough night, I guess. But thank you for coming over. And thank you for staying 10 minutes
so
longer
fun.
than when you had to go.
This is great.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah.